What's up, TikTok people? All right, just getting everything set, and we're gonna go on and yell for a little bit. What's the good word? What is the good word? What's going on? What's up, TikTok? How you doing? All right, let's get right to it. All right, we're about to get started. All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. It is trash day here in America. Everything's on fire. We're yelling, we're screaming, everything's dumb. I do appreciate you being here while the literal planet melts to the literal ground. Everybody's having a good time. You know, choose Feder beef, everybody. I hope everybody went out to the polls today and voted for beef, because I don't know about you, but I'm here for the beef. I want a guy that can't speak in there. I need the not speaking. It's trash day. Beef for Prez, guys. Let's get him in. First, let's get him in the Senate, and then let's get him in at the Prez. We need beef on the case. None of us will be safe without beef. He's going to bring the crime down. He's going to frack. He supports fracking. He is fracking. He lives underneath a steel plant. He is nat gas. He's nat gas embodied. If a human person was nat gas, it would be Feder beef. Everybody choose beef. Everybody, please go out there, hit the polls, choose beef. Who went to Maricopa County today? Apparently nobody. Okay, that seems fine. Definitely nothing suspect going on there. Nothing suspicious. Totally fine. Hope everybody who got out to the polls today to choose beef. I got my Trust the Government shirt on from bobbysauce.com. And I do support fracking. I stand on Roe v. Wade, Wade v. Roe. I am Roe v. Wade. I celebrate the demise of Roe v. Wade. What is this guy talking about? Beef for Prez. I don't know about you guys, but everybody, I hope, went out there today and voted for Feder beef. Yo, everything's dumb. It's been really hilarious watching everybody on the Intersnerds today. I followed my favorite leftist propaganda good boy points collecting pages today, and they were like radical. They were like radical Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene just secured another election, and now her radical conspiracy theories will become mainstream. It's just like, whom hurt you? These people are living in a sad, sad existence. So you love that. You love to see it. Somebody said, what's on the back of beef's neck? Your guess is as good as mine. I'm guessing that's where they plug him into the Matrix. And he's like, beef, crudité. It's like, I can't wait to see him speak tonight at the rally, because this is what's going to happen in beef country. This is what's going to happen in beef country. He's going to come out at like 11 and he's going to be like, crudité. He's going to go, Dr. Oz has 12 mansions, so he doesn't know what inflation is. Inflation, Dr. Oz. And like all these other people are going to come out and speak on his behalf. He's going to be talking like Stephen Hawking. He'd be like, no. That I would trust the guy more if he had a Stephen Hawking voice-immunizer or whatever. I honestly would trust the guy more. But instead, he's like, Feder beef, Feder woman. The eagles are better than birds. It's like, what is this person? Like, okay. So that's always good. That seems totally fine. I got the, look, I know that there's a lot of selections tonight for who you can watch for the live selection coverage. So I really do appreciate you spending some of your time here with me. I turned on a couple of the mainstream news stations, and it seems like every like snarled Barkley is doing the coverage, and they're like patch in, Jim. They're like, pull it up on the big board, Bill. It's just like, it's like, can't they get somebody cool to do the stuff? And I'm not saying that I'm, all that cool. I'm just saying it's like unwatchable. They're like, what do you think? They have a panel of 600 people, and it's just like, is anybody like, what are we even doing? I'd rather just watch one Jabron just like yelling into the screen. So I want to pull up a couple of the selection results that have come out so far and just give you guys a little bit of an update. I know you have the opportunity to look up all these results on your own, but I just want to give you a little update as we kind of go along here. So far, it appears that Raphael Warnock is beating what's his beef, Herschel Walker for the Senate race in Georgia. He's at 56% with 19% reporting. It looks like Maggie Hassan in New Hampshire is winning with 10% reporting. She's a Democrat. It appears that Tim Ryan is at 62% over J.D. Vance in Ohio with only 5% reporting. So there's a lot of ground to make up. Arizona results are not expected for another 2 hours at 10 o'clock Eastern time. Same goes for Nevada, and Pennsylvania is expected in about 10 minutes. But here's the thing: Pennsylvania is going to get held off for a week and a half. Let's not get it twisted. Let's see how we're doing on the House. It appears that Chris Pappas, Democratic Party, appears to be winning in New Hampshire. But I know that there were some governor races and other things that were going well so far. So let's see. Let's pull up the governor races. So far, what absolutely blows my mind is how any person is voting for Charlie Crist. I don't even understand what person is in Florida voting for Crist. Like, literally, whom hurt you? Donde está? Have you been Vivier for the last freaking 2 years, Jabron James? So right now, Ron DeSantis is at 56% over Charlie Crist at 42%. And we have 68% reporting in Florida, which is beast mode. It's 7:55. The polls closed in the state of Florida 55 minutes ago, and already 68% of the vote is in. It appears that Miami-Dade County is going for Santa Claus, which is great. I wish my county, Broward County, would get its head out of its dirt star and stop voting for these psycho demon diaper gang, like literally whom hurt you. You even got West Palm Beach, Florida going blue, which is no surprise. You got the Orlando and Tallahassee area going blue as well, and the rest of the state, for the most part, appears to be red, including Jacksonville, where the governor lives. Still waiting on the Panhandle, as they are in I believe, a different time zone. Maybe not. I don't even know. Who cares? We don't go up there when we're living in Florida. But anyways, thanks again for being here. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for the support. Appreciate everybody that watched the live stream last night. Because I am going to be like tickling your bag, I am paying attention to the comments and whatnot. We are currently live on Facebook, YouTube, Getter, TikTok, and on Instagram. So thanks for being here. TikTok is currently showing the lowest number of viewers because you know where they are. They're in the basement. They're getting the meatloaf. The meatloaf is ready. They're currently playing World of Warcraft upside down in a sad pit of despair, as they are known to do. Polls are about to close in a dozen states. It appears that Fox News is showing Kemp and the president of the planet Earth, Stacey Abrams, apparently neck and neck in Georgia, which is outrageous. I cannot imagine that Stacey Abrams will actually win that race, but we'll see. It's showing currently Kemp at 44.9%, 45% in the state of Georgia for governor, and 21% is reporting. I think really only the East Coast states are worth talking about at this stage of the game because we're still very early. But let's look at the U.S. House. Let's see for the House so far. We've got Christmas. We don't have any results so far for the House in Florida. It appears House results by district. It looks like Kat Kamak in Florida 3, which is great. She's on point. young, great Republican candidate. Love to see that. Looks like Anna Paulina Luna is winning in Florida's 13 at 97% reporting. She's at 52.9% and is currently winning there. We've got a bunch of folks that I don't know in other parts of Florida, but it appears to be red. There only appears to be 4 Democrats winning for the House. Oh wait, whoa, there's a whole other thing. There are 28 arenas in the state of Florida. So it looks like Carlos Jimenez in Florida's 28 appears to be at 63%. That's pretty good. Maria Elvira Salazar, the Republican Party, is also winning in Florida 27, which is good. Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who gives off big Top Ramen vibes, appears to be winning in FL 25, which I assume is the gates of hell. I don't understand how people allow these career demons, these career literal demons that are corrupt and like literally, are like have outbound, clearly visible, objective corruption, yet they're able to continue getting voted for. Debbie Wasserman Schultz, also known as Top Ramen Vibes Wasserman Schultz. Geez, what in the Christmas? So Top Ramen Wasserman Schultz is apparently winning in Florida 25. If anybody remembers back a few years ago, she was some interwoven JeBron James for the Hill Dog Collective. She was like the demon atop of like the volcano of the Democratic Party, and I believe that she herself was like internally conspiring against Bernie Sandbags, get off my lawn Sandbags, to like basically steal the Democratic nomination from him, which is awesome. And yet this literal bag of I would rather a bag of Top Ramen run in Florida's 25th district than Debbie Wasserman Ramen. So she's a total ramen. It looks like she's at 59% with 66% reporting. 93,000 people woke up today and were like, I'm going to vote ramen. They don't even care about all of the corruption and all of the evil things that she's done. So that's always great. That's always great. That's totally good. I do Florida's District 4, which I believe is my district, I don't even know, is some guy named Aaron Bean. He's a Republican, though, so flick your bean because I'm good with that one. That's totally fine. I honestly don't know who my local candidate is. I know that I filled it out. Byron Donalds appears to be winning in Florida 19, which is great. Byron Donalds is a great person on the Republican side of things, so that's always good to see as well. Let's take a look back at the Senate races to see if anything else. It appears that Marco Rubio is at 55% over Val Demings, which is great. Val Demings is no dice. Definitely a non-ideal literal person, so that's always great. But really, I think the primary thing that most people are looking at right now is going to be the Senate race in Georgia. That's going to be the big call at this moment. It appears right now that I don't understand how like if you watch Fox News, it'd be like 2% or like -5% of the precincts will be reporting, and they'll be like, Fox News calls it for JeBron James. I don't even know how they do that, but all right. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's totally above board. It appears that for the Senate in the state of Oklahoma, it appears that the Republican candidate has won there. It appears that Katie Britt, the candidate for U.S. Senate in Alabama, appears to have won with 1% reporting. The vote count. So if you go on Google right now and you go to the election results, and don't chirp me in the comments about Google. People are like, they're like deep state sauces controlled op. On Google, it literally says Alabama candidates for Senate vote count 91-21. There's literally 130 votes, and she has 75% of them, and they're like, she wins. 1% reporting, so that's cool. It appears that Rand Paul has secured his Senate seat in Kentucky, which is fantastic. Rand Paul is a great American, not without fault, as they all are, but he is a great American, and I'm glad that Rand Paul is back in the saddle, and I hope he takes that underground bridge troll Weeble Fauch to task and brings him out of retirement from the gates of hell so that he can tell him that he's a jabron. And then he forces Fauci to reveal all of his financial records that show all the upside down secret payments that he received to the tune of probably $50 million. This is just your friendly reminder that Dr. Anthony Garbchee's net worth doubled during the clam dem. Sure, that's totally fine. No big deal. Nothing to see there. There's been a variety of Freedom of Information Act requests that have come into his department or whatever that are far back in delays. I would highly suggest that everybody go watch the Real Anthony Fauci documentary, which is a book based on which is a documentary based on the book by Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Looks like Oklahoma. Looks like Stitt in Oklahoma. The Republican governor appears to be doing well. Looks like they're just talking about it on Fox News. So I'm just going to keep looking over here. People are saying any poll results left. That's literally what I'm yelling about. Somebody said Garb Cheese really needs to be arrested. I second that notion, Jabron. It looks like we got 18% reporting in Indiana. Appears that Todd Young, the candidate for Senate, is winning there with 18% in. He's at 61%, so that's good. Somebody said, can Donnie become Speaker of the House? Yes, he could, but I don't think he would allow himself to do that. As of now, 3% reporting in Pennsylvania shows John Feder beef at 84% to Oz's 14, which is an astronomical delta. And look, all I got to say is of all these races, I feel like Feder beef was like the most obvious example of just like running a slab of beef versus like an actual human person. So as much as I like have faith in the country and the electorate, as it were, if Feder beef wins, I don't even know what to tell you, Jim. It appears that it appears that there's only a few percent reporting up in the New England area, which is great. So that's the Senate. That's the state of the Senate right now. Did they count the most Dem city in PA first to get those numbers? I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. I would not be surprised if Arizona and Pennsylvania literally take days. I would not be surprised. I believe we will know the results of Florida by, I would say, in the next 45 minutes, we will know the full tally for the state of Florida. But right now, it's looking like Marco Rubio, which is the important one in the Senate. It looks like he's in. So far, Florida's reporting at 73%, so that's good. It looks like the Santa Claus has been. Looks like the Santa Claus has been anointed the winner. Estimated Ron DeSantis. Let's go! Let's go! Here we go. Big Ron. Big Ron DeSanta Claus has been called as the winner of the state of Florida. Hey, Charlie Crist, suck a fat one. Take your diaper and your juice and hit the Everglades, jabroni, because you're done. Peace. Can't wait to never hear from this jabron again. Peace, MF. You suck. You suck. Good job. Big Ron DeSanta Claus, a gift. The state of Florida leading the way. 73% reporting Ron DeSantis wins as the governor of Florida. 57% of the vote as of right now with 73% reporting. This dude got his cheeks clapped. I hope he thinks about that long and hard while he's inhaling microplastics through a blue diaper the next time he flies for 15 minutes from Tampa to Orlando. Best of luck, Chris. Hit the bricks. Can't wait to never hear from you again. Good for you. Goodbye. Great seeing you. Toodaloo. Could care less. You never had a chance, jabron, but good day. Best of luck to you. It looks like so far we've got 8 seats won for the Republicans in the Senate in the state of Florida, or in the House. 8 seats in the House so far are on the Republican side, 4 seats on the Democratic side in the House. So we're doing good there. That's fantastic. Good to see it. You love to see it. Back to the Senate in Florida. Like I said, it appears that Marco Rubio's got it in the bag. He's got a He's got a 12-point lead over Val Demings. She's like, I was a cop, therefore you should tell your son to cut off his Pen 15 and he can be a lady just like me. Good luck, Val. Best of luck to you. So that's always great. You gotta love to see that. You love to see that. Back at the Senate in the state of Alabama, it does appear that the state of Alabama has chosen Katie Britt, a Republican, for the Senate. So that is fantastic. You would love to see that. Let's see what else we got going on for the Senate. It looks like in Georgia, Herschel Walker has caught up quite a bit from the original numbers that I saw. We got 25% reporting right now in Georgia, with Raphael Warnock at 55 to Herschel Walker's 42. So that's okay. I'm satisfied with that progress so far. I don't know. Yeah, I don't have one of those magical mystical boards like they have on Fox News, where freaking what's his tits is like zoom, enhance. You know what I mean? I don't have that. So I'm just here doing the thing. So I hope it's cranking your bag, because it certainly is tickling mine. I'm glad we all got to experience Big Ron DeSantis winning again. The world will be safer as a result. Thanks, MJ, Tor, Kelly, for the badges on the Instagrams. I really appreciate it. We currently have 229 people watching live on Instagram. We have 115 people watching live on TikTok, and we have 131 people watching live on Facebook and YouTube. So that is over 130 plus 115, that's 245 plus 220. So we got about 500 people or so watching live right now. So thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. If you're on TikTok, make sure you hit the button and make sure you follow me. If you're on Instagram or Facebook or Getter or YouTube, Facebook or Getter, make sure that you follow me. And if you're here on Instagram, make sure that you hit the arrow there, Jabron James, and make sure you tickle my bag a little bit. I really appreciate it. Thanks in advance to people that are sending in the Venmos and the Cash Apps to @TakeNaps. I really appreciate the support. And please go over to bobbysauce.com and check out everything I got going on today. Before I continue on with the results, my podcast with Sam Tripoli. I was on the Tinfoil Hat podcast today with Sam Tripoli. The episode dropped early this morning. We talk Kyrie. We talk Globo takeover. We talk Kanye. We talk a variety of different things. How the whole world is under a spell. How everything's on fire and the world is dumb. I have 8 comedy shows coming up, including next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in Southwest Florida, opening for Chad Prather. And then I have another 3-city tour in Florida, in the west coast of Florida, Orlando, and Boca Raton in the second week of December. So if you want to come check it out, go to bobbysauce.com, go to the schedule page, and grab some tickets to come and see me yell in your face in literal real life. I am on the edge of my bag right now to see who wins governor of New York. That's the one that's really going to crank my dirt star. As of right now, the results are expected in about 45 minutes for the state of New York. Right now, there are 0 people reporting. But I just got to say, if Kathy, if she actually wins up there, R.I.P., because New York is already a dumpster factory. We got Fox News projecting Santa Claus winning in Florida. We already knew that. You heard it here first. Sauce Universe. In the state of Maine, for the governor race, let's go around the horn for the governors. Looks like we got Paul LePage with 53%. So we got a Republican governor of Maine, which is great. Maine, I believe New Hampshire. Let's see. It appears that for the governor of New Hampshire, we have a Republican currently winning 50% of the governor of New Hampshire with 11% reporting. Please try to remember that New Hampshire, where literally their like state slogan is live free or die. New Hampshire was one of the most juiced up states in the United States of America. It was a literal juice factory up there. They were living in a biomedical dumpster state. So seeing that I don't know if they had a Republican governor before or not. I don't really know, to be honest with you. I pay attention to the things I can pay attention to, but it does appear right now with 11% so far, the Republican is leading for governor of New Hampshire. So that is fantastic. It does appear that the Republican is leading strong lead so far in the state of Vermont. All of those northeastern states got clapped by the clap. So they were all in lockdown mode, and everybody was getting jabroned. But as of right now, it does appear that we're polling strong for Republican governors in the northeast, in the New England area. So Maine, New Hampshire are both looking strong red, and Vermont is coming in right now. Massachusetts, which is where Elizabeth Garben resides. It's like, so obviously Massachusetts is toast, is a piece of avocado toast, because they chose Garben. It's like, hey, let's have an annoying librarian that lies about her ethnicity and gaslights everybody and wears a pink blazer and goes and protests in front of the Supreme. Cool. She's like BlackRock is too big to fail, but big bad evil oil companies, they're not too big to fail. And by the way, get this mysterious magical potion of which they're profiting $65,000 a minute for 24 hours a day for 365 days a year, but that's okay. But Shell and Mobil, shut up, Liz. Go have some powwow chow and hit the bricks. She's like, I drink beer like a real boy. What is your problem? She's like, I'm relatable. She runs for president. She gets negative 3% of the vote. Good for you, Liz. Best of luck to you, Liz. Lion Liz. So it does appear that the governor of Massachusetts is Moira Healey. So that seems cool. Literally 0% of the vote is in and 0% of the vote count is there. And Google is like, she wins. Democrat wins. I don't know if Jeff Deal just decided not to vote or he took himself off the ballot or if he jumped off a bridge today. But with 0% reporting, apparently Massachusetts has gone for a blue governor. So that's cool. Oh, okay. 1% is reporting. My bad. She has 423 votes. He has 371, which is 52%. But she wins. Okay, Google. Okay. That seems totally fine. Connecticut is toasted as usual. They're probably gonna choose Ned Lamont, even though he sucks and he's a total gaslighter in chief. Wants to take the guns away, wants to take the freedoms away, wants you to wear a diaper at home alone and throw a torpedo sandwich down your throat hole because the gym is closed and you don't get to live. Ned Lamont, Connecticut, you suck. State of Rhode Island, we got no results so far there, but it does appear that they will be reporting soon, so that's great. Let's go back to the state of Delaware. Back when my dad used to say, Joey, Westmore wins. Apparently, with 0% of the vote in the state of Maryland, it appears that the Democrat has apparently won governor of Maryland with 0% of the results in. So that seems totally fine. Glad to see that. You love to see it. So far, we got New Jersey, no election. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe there was no election. I don't know. No election, New Jersey. No election, Virginia. No election, North Carolina. Okay, so there's a bunch of places that don't have elections. So we got Michigan. Let's see. As of right now, all I have to say is if these psychos in Michigan vote for Gretchen Whitmer again, bless your hearts, because this lady did so much damage to that state. You got to be sick in the head to choose her again. Best of luck to you. We have 300 people watching live right now on TikTok, 231 on Instagram, 125 on Facebook. That is a new nighttime record collectively here on the channel. So thanks for being here. If you're on TikTok, welcome to the channel. Let me crank your bag. Not looking at the comments because usually they're like, Donnie, shill. So if you're on TikTok, give me a follow there. Crank my bag. Put a cowboy hat on my head or something, or send me a heart, or hit the heart, or I don't know, crank my beef or whatever. I don't know. To everybody on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, appreciate y'all. Thanks for being here. Bobby is the future of election coverage. That's what's up, Pat Hill, and I agree. They need to get me on Fox. Just kidding. I'll do better. Don't even care. So Gretchen Beanbag is a complete garbage merchant. Not sure what people are doing over there. If they don't elect Tudor Dixon, I'm never going to Michigan again. Let's back up. Let's see who we got for. Let's see what other states we got. People have been asking about Mastriano in Pennsylvania. Let's see if I can get that one. Looks like as of right now, 4% are reporting for governor in Pennsylvania. Josh Shapiro at 88%, but there's only 4% in. But that certainly is not good. Basically, the world's on fire, so that's great. Doug Mastriano is at 10%, but So far, there's only 4% of the votes in Pennsylvania, so we'll keep an eye on that one. It looks like Mike DeWine is currently winning for governor in Ohio, but we have only 12% reporting there. He's at 52% over someone named Nan Whaley. I didn't know a flat piece of bread from the Middle East was running for governor in the state of Ohio. I guess everybody went out and voted for carbohydrates in the state of Ohio. Everybody vote Nan. I don't know what's going on there. I know the spelling's different. If you're from Ohio and that gave you a chuckle, throw me a heart in the comments section and send me a Venmo for $5. Everybody vote for the Middle Eastern bread in Ohio, everybody. I hope everybody got out there and voted for bread. All right, let's see. We got still not much happening in Ohio. My power just flickered. It's probably the deep state. They don't want me out here. They don't want me out here doing stuff. We got Beto O'Keefe in Texas. It looks like 17% is coming in, and literally Beto O'Keefe, who will hopefully not skateboard into the election. Beto, man, we'll take everything. Throw that baby out in the trash. It's like, you're sick. But it appears so far with 17% in that Beto is winning for the governor of Texas. So best of luck to you, Texas. There's about to be a big influx to Big Ron to Santa Claus's kingdom if this dude wins in Texas. But so far, it looks like the main voting areas have been Dallas, Austin, and those appear to be the primary places where the votes have come in. So there's no surprises there. Beto O'Keefe, so that's always good. Let's see what else we got going on. I'm still doing the governors because I think that's probably the most important. Excuse me. It appears that 1% so far, Derek Schmidt, the Republican Party, leading in the state of Kansas for governor. So that's great. Kansas, stand up. How many Kansans we got in the House? Literally 0, but good to see you. Glad you're here. Hope everybody's here. Beto O'Keefe is currently winning. All right, let's go back to Florida, where all good things come to thrive. Big Ron DeSanta Claus still absolutely destroying it. Let's go over to the House. Let's see if anyone else has been called. Aaron Bean, flick your bean. Florida's 4th district has been called for Aaron Bean. That's fantastic. Aaron, he'll flick your bean. He'll take it to the House, so that's always good. Looks like there's a lot of people that are being called. Bill Posey, Corey Mills, Michael Walls, John Rutherford, all being called in Florida. Appears that Anna Paulina Luna, it looks like she's going to secure that one with 95% reporting. That's a big W. We love to see that. Vern Buchanan, Byron Donalds has been called. Brian Mast has been called. It looks like on the Democratic side, the only ones that have been called are Frederica Wilson. I don't know where Florida's District 24 is, but she got called, and it looks like Sheila Kerfluffus McClamick, who cares, Democrat, wins in FL20. I wouldn't be surprised if that's like Orlando or something. Kathy Castor, 93%. So far it's looking pretty good. 12-4 Republican to Democrat, with the Republicans leading in Florida. So that's good to see. Love to see it. Let's go. And it appears that Marco Rubio has been called for the state of Florida. Marco Rubio is the senator for the state of Florida. Here we go. Oh! All right, Marco Rubio is the senator, the Republican senator from the state of Florida. Little Marco. Little Marco wins Republican senator in the state of Florida. That's good. Keep it red. Everybody go red. Red title raid. Red queef. Now we just got to get Beta out of there. In a surprising turn of events, it's appearing that Miami-Dade County has gone red because the Cubans are sick of this bullshit. The Cubans are not having it. The Latinos, the Latinxes, all the Latinx are not having it. They're like, call me Latino, Latina. No, never in the history of time has anyone ever said Latinx. So shut your pie hole. They're done with it. So that's good. So we got Marco Rubio has secured this spot in Florida for the Senate. You love to see it. That he's an incumbent, so that's not a flip, but that's definitely good. As of right now, it appears that Florida has won 21 seats in the House so far for the Republican Party, which is a gain of 2. So far we've flipped 2, for the Republicans in the state of Florida. You'd love to see it. And I would bet one of those is Miami-Dade County, which is massive. That's because the Cubanos are sick of your garbage. Everybody sucks. All right, let's go back to Georgia. It appears Stacey Abrams, president of the earth, is leading narrowly by 2.5% in the state of Georgia with 33% reporting. I would wager that the big cities are the ones that are all coming in. You can see Atlanta is covered. Savannah, Georgia is covered as well. Those are big blue holes of hell. Augusta, Georgia, the southern part apparently is blue as well. But it looks like all of the external counties are all coming in as red on Florida or on Georgia. And a lot of these other rural counties are still not yet reporting results yet. So Brian Kemp, I mean, it's been well understood from most people that Brian Kemp is just generally speaking was one of the best lockdown governors in America, even to the ire of Donald J. Ballpark III, which was not the best look for Donnie Ballgame, if we're being honest. But Brian Kemp, I think he did a tremendous job in his debate against Stacey Abrams. She's a distributor of trash. She's a liar. She sits in an elementary school with 50 kids. She makes them wear a diaper while she sits there. She sits there just like, all right, kids, everybody put on your compliance diaper. All right, don't show your sadness. Hide behind your diaper. And she takes a photo. And like I said at the very beginning when that picture first came out, I said, I hope Brian Kemp hangs a billboard in frickin' downtown Atlanta with that photo on it. I think that would have swung well, but it does appear that Brian Kemp is still going to perform strong there because Georgia is not up for the bullshit, and Georgia would have been penalized tremendously as a result of her locking the state down. I just put the can of Spindrift up to my mouth, and I had the mouth hole on the wrong side. I almost did a Donnie. It would have been all over the news tomorrow. Just kidding. No one cares what I do. Again, let me just remind you again. I was on the Sam Tripoli Tinfoil Hat podcast today. The link is in my story on Instagram and Facebook. Go to the Tinfoil Hat podcast anywhere podcasts are listened to. It is the most recent episode featuring Robert J. Sauce IV. So go and check that out. All right, we'll come back to Stacey Abrams. She's a dirt merchant. Who cares what she has to say? Everything is literally trash. All right, we got some updates, Bill. It does appear that going back to the governor results, which I think are probably the most important tip of the spear, as it were, it does appear that the Republicans have now secured the state of Vermont, or at least is leaning that way. Now, so far it says the governor. It appears that two governors have gone Democrat, so the GOP has lost 2 seats in the governorship. So that's not good as of right now, but we'll see how that goes. 6 of 36 seats up for election have been called. So let's see where else we got. So it appears that Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire all going red right now. Interestingly enough, the Connecticut governor race actually just started to tip for the Republicans, which would be tremendous for the state of Connecticut. The state of Connecticut is my home state, my birth state. I was born and raised in Connecticut. I lived there for the majority of my young life. I moved to Florida when I was 22. So I certainly hope that for the sake of all of my fellow jabrones that still live in Connecticut for whatever reason, I do hope that Connecticut goes red. That would be great. But as of right now, Connecticut governorship is on the red side. The red is winning. Massachusetts is still governor, seems to be pretty strong on the blue side. Rhode Island appears to be tilting that way as well, which is no surprise. Let's go back to Pennsylvania governor, 5% reporting, and Doug Mastriano is only at 11%. So that's really dismal, but it's still early. It appears Philadelphia and the big blue holes of trash are where most of the reporting has come in so far. All right, let's go back to Texas real quick. Beta is at 53% with 21% reporting. So it looks like the delta is starting to shift a little bit. So Beto is at 53, Greg Abbott at 45. Not the hugest fan of Greg Abbott, but he's certainly better than Beto O'Keefe. So let's just see how that one goes. Let's go back to the Senate. Let's see where Warnock is at. It appears that 34% is in right now in Georgia, and Warnock is at 53%. So it appears that is starting to come in. Only 34% reporting there, so still some time to go for that one. Now let's see. We got Senate in. We're still not over to the good. We're still not over to the good ones. The ones that I really want to see are what happens in Arizona. I'm really interested to see what happens in the state of Washington, as well as Nevada, and Oregon will be very interesting as well. We got no results yet in Wisconsin, Iowa, Arkansas, or Louisiana. But as of now, let's see. So I'm looking at the Senate. Let's go back to North Carolina. North Carolina is at 47% reporting, and it appears it's tilting on the Democratic side. I don't know all that much about the historical results. This is the first time I've been, had any amount of an audience for any election. The Donnie election, I didn't have that big of an audience. It certainly is 5 to 10 times that now. So I don't know the historical data behind which states are what. I'm sure I'll learn that type of stuff over time. Big blue holes of trash, Philly. That's right. Yeah, and none of this stuff, this is the thing too that throws me, is they've been talking about this red facade bullshit or whatever. And they're like, oh, it's a red fake out. So it's just I'm sure there'll be 500,000 ballots that get dumped at 2 a.m. They'll be like, it was Feder beef. Feder beef kept him in his neck. Turns out the lump on the back of Feder beef's neck this entire time was 10,000 mail-in ballots. So that's going to be the big reveal tomorrow. They'll have Dr. Oz open up Feder Beef's neck on a surgical bed, and there'll be 10,000 mail-in ballots in his neck. So that'll be fun. It would answer the question. it would really solve that mystery. It really close the loop of mystery as it relates to that. So that's good. Looks like the poll results are about to close somewhere. Fox News has 650 frickin' panelists. There's a bunch of jabrones and ties. There's three women, one in black and white, one in pink, one in green. There's too many people on the stage. They're like, what do you think? What do you think, Jim? What do you think, Carl? And it's just do we need 33 takes? It's I get it, but do you really need that many takes? And it's I look at people like Brett Baer, and I'm like, hey, Brett Baer, I remember what you did in 2020, Brett Baer. I remember what you did, bro. People don't forget. There was the state, I think it was Arizona or Nevada or whatever. There's 1% of the results were in Nevada. And he's like, Fox News calls it for Joe Byron. And it's shut up, Brett. Looks like Arkansas Senate for Boozman, the incumbent Republican, just won versus... Who cares? Doesn't matter. Arkansas Senate appears to have just gone and been called by Fox News for the Republican. Sarah Huckabee Sanders is now officially called for governor in the state of Arkansas. It appears that is the case. So Sarah Huckabee Sanders called as the governor for the state of Arkansas. I think that's a W. I think Sarah Huckabee Sanders, again, is not without fault, but generally speaking, I think she's pretty good. So that's good. We got Sarah Huckabee Sanders as the governor of Arkansas. Here we go. Now, I bought this siren specifically for this. Oh man. I need an ottoman or something. My feet don't know what to do. What do you do with your hands? Beta, it's about to get slapped in Texas. So it looks like so far, for governor in Arkansas, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, you love to see it. That is great. All right, Tennessee looks like I'm still on the governor races. Looks like Tennessee is going to go 10% for Bill Lee. It appears that they already called it. All right, 10% reporting. I don't know how the hell they do that to TBH, but it appears that the governor of Tennessee, Bill Lee, wins. for the Republican Party in the state of Tennessee. So that's great. Congrats, Tennessee. We got Bill Lee in Tennessee. Bill Lee, Tennessee. If you name your kid Bill, what are you doing naming him? What are you doing making his middle name Lee? That should be illegal. You know what I mean? That's like I'm trying to think of another name that would be comparable to that, but it's like Bill Lee. Just name him Billy and make his middle name like Charles or something. Just name him Billy. Just do full Billy. Or just name him Lee. Lee Bill or William. Or Willie. No, that's not good, actually. Anyways, get a better name, Bill. But appreciate that. I'm like, go call your parents and get a better name. All right, what else we got going on? I want to see where... I'm really curious to see how the state of Ohio does with J.D. Vance. Right now, we got 27% of the votes in the state of Ohio, with J.D. Vance at 43%. It does appear that Cleveland, Toledo, Dayton, and Columbus are the primary like leaders there. It does appear that there's a lot left. So all the big cities obviously went for Tim Ryan because they love to be subservient and trapped in their home in a pit of despair, just having a mysterious potion from Fauch Weeble shoved into their brown eye. It absolutely blows my mind that this many people are voting for Democrats. It's a sad and mixed up world for all of us. And it's like, the other thing that blows my mind about all this stuff is like, if there was ever a chance, if there was ever an overstepping of bounds, it's like, the president is not currently residing on the planet. You have the most unlikable vice president in the history of time. One of the worst undecided voters approval rating of any president, I think, in history. You got record inflation, record gas prices, a hot war overseas. You got all these dirt merchants just absolutely robbing everybody. Gas off the charts. We're about to have a cold winter of illness and death. You got Fauch Weeble in there. You got Nancy Garbelosi gaslighting you about Pauly DUI, Pauly insider trade. You just got the demons running the hen house. How people are just like, yeah, let me go out there and just vote for Beto. It's like, who, like, donde está tu cabeza? Like, whom hurt you? Show me on the Twitter where Elon touched you, because I don't understand what's going on with that. But yeah. Glad to see people are still smart and rational, because that seems cool. Oh, my God. All right, let's get back to this. All right, for the governor of Georgia. Yes, here we go. Let's go. All right, Stacey Abrams, who I can't wait to never see her face again, has now taken the second place position in the governor's race in Georgia. It appears that Kemp is now at 50%, with Stacey Abrams at 49.5%. Of course, you know what happens in Georgia. Identification is racist. Breathing air is racist. Math is racist. Existing on the planet of Earth is racist. Swimming pools are racist. Eating food or drinking water is racist in Georgia, according to Stacey Abrams. Having brown hair, cutting your toenails, all racist in the state of Georgia. Can't wait to never hear from Stacey Abrams again. Oh my God, I'm so sick of being gaslit by her. So fun. You love to see it. I hope that state continues to go that way. But I think that was kind of the unanimous decision. All right, we got another result. Looks like Chris Sununu with 14% has been called as the governor for the state of New Hampshire. That is fantastic. I don't know who was winning in New Hampshire. I would assume that New Hampshire would have had a Republican governor, but I don't know. But it does appear that they're not gonna have one anymore. So we got a Republican governor in the state of New Hampshire. You love to see it. All right, good job. The GOP is at 13 seats on the governorship right now. It appears that the Dems have gained 2 so far, so we will see. All right. Somebody said Nebraska needs to stay red. There's no results for Nebraska quite yet. Ballots come in 2 a.m. Somebody said, what are your thoughts on Nebraska? Honestly, I don't know anything about Nebraska. I've never been to Nebraska. I know they got Corn Kid. Corn. But I honestly don't know much about Nebraska. I don't know much about the race there. I've been paying attention to Michigan, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Florida, Georgia, and New York. Those have been my main focuses of my time and attention. So I don't know what's going on in Nebraska. There's only so many things that I can pay attention to in one place and still be funny. As of right now in the House, to go back to the House, which I haven't talked about in a minute, it appears that the Republicans have, as of now, gained 3 seats in the House. They're at 28-17, and they've gained 3. So 3 seats are up right now in the House. As of right now, the 12 of the 35 seats, 12 of the 35 seats have been called so far in the Senate. Not sure what the gain and loss is yet, but it looks like they're pretty neck and neck so far for the Senate. Let's go back to the House. Let's see. I don't know the House races much in these other states, but it does appear that you got 2 House seats in Pennsylvania that are up. That's great. Really, and like I heard this comparison on Fox. I think it was Fox's coverage earlier, where they were talking about how, generally speaking, most people vote red v. blue jersey for the House seats, depending on your location. But people tend to focus more on the Senate seats, obviously, because you only get 2 of them. So people tend to know the senators a lot better than they know the House members. So I don't know as many House members for the state of Florida. What I do know for the House is we have the results for the House in New York district. The districts of New York should be available in the next 20 minutes. And I hope that Joe Pinion beats what's his tits, Lurch, the guy that collects your coins at the River Styx or whatever. I don't even remember his name. Chuck Schumer, Lion Chuck. All right, let's see. Let's go back to the governor races. I want to see where we're at in big techs. Skateboard Beto. Beto is now back in the second position because he sucks and he wants to take guns away from the state of Texas, which is a good play for him. I hope he skateboards into oblivion. Him and Stacey Abrams can go be president and vice president of nothing, of the universe. They could go play a statesman on Star Trek or whatever, wherever they would feel most comfortable. Maybe Beto will get a skateboarding contract from Tony Hawk Pro Skater or something like that. So I hope Beto just skates off into the distance and he's never to be heard from again. Once you see this guy dancing on TikTok, it'll make your Pen 15 shrink up and enter your inside of your guts. Every clam in the West went dry in one foul swoop. There was not a wet clam for 500 miles from the Mississippi to California. So that's always great. Let's go back to the governor race in Pennsylvania. As of right now, there are 7% reporting there, and Josh Shapiro is absolutely destroying Doug Mastriano in the state of Pennsylvania. But based on the lead that Feder Beef has right now, and the lead that Shapiro has, I would wager that a lot of the rural counties of Pennsylvania have not yet been cast. Because the Amish ain't coming out for beef. You know what I'm saying? The Amish are not taking the horse and buggy to the polling place to vote beef. I could tell you that much. The Amish are as based as they come. If anybody wants to know the true nature of the Corona clap, let me just tell you a very, very short story, a nice example. Not a single person in the Amish community took that juice, and as far as I know, not a single person in the Amish community died of the clap. So somebody square that circle from me and vouch for prison. Anyways, everything is stupid and the world is literally on fire right now. I cannot believe that people are actually waking up in the morning, combing their blue hair to the side, putting on their they them pin pronoun, and then riding their unicycle down to the polling place so they could vote for these people. But I guess that's just the world we're living in. The Amish are built different for sure. Don't mess with the Amish. Yo, the Amish will make a heck of a wood burning stove. I forget what it was. I think it was like Family Guy. They were like, "You come into the morning barn raising, and then at 11 o'clock we'll have another barn raising. Then lunch, then 2 p.m. barn raising. Then in the afternoon we'll have ourselves a barn raising." It's like, let's go. Like, let me get one of those stoves. Let me get one of those wood burning stove. How the fudge brownie does an Amish person make a television commercial? You know what I mean? They're like handcrafted and Amish. How do they know that the ads are playing? You know, the ad executive could just be like, yeah, we showed it on every TV channel. And they're like, what's a TV channel? No, the Amish are based. They know what's really good. They're like churning butter. They're churning butter. They're wearing modest clothing. They're still clapping cheeks. They never got the clap. They don't listen to Fouch Weeble. They literally had Donnie baseball flags on the back of the horse and carriage. They're living their best life, TBH. And they get like made fun of on stupid channels where like Chelsea Handler's famous, and it's like they're just like, cool, good for you guys. Like, meanwhile, they're like absolutely destroying it, just like eating steaks and like lamb chops and raising barns and just like being happy and reading books and such and being smarter and just better and healthier than everybody. But yeah, like they know carpentry at 5. I'm like 35 years old. I couldn't make a right angle with a piece of wood if you paid me to do it. But whatever. But I know how to do this. Yell in my devices and sound of siren. So Fox projects Senator Duckworth wins in Illinois, and it does appear that Mike DeWine is winning in Ohio for governor as well. Feder beef. Yo, how is Feder beef? I don't even know. Somebody said on TikTok, we saw the Amish with Donnie signs on their buggies in Ohio. That's right. The Amish is based. The Amish is based for Donnie Ballpark. Right now, we have 256 people watching on Instagram, 255 people watching on TikTok, 138 people watching on YouTube and Facebook. Thanks, guys, so much for being here. If you're on Instagram and you don't follow me, hit that arrow. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. Crank my bag for a little bit. Make sure you go to bobbysauce.com and see me come yell at you in a live show in Florida in the next month. If you're on TikTok, hit the button, hit over here, wherever it is, hit the button, follow me, hit the screen, give it a tap, crank my bag, send me a cookie or something or whatever, however TickSnap works, and let's get it. Somebody said Rubio won in Florida. That's right. Yeah, we called that a while ago. It appears like, let's see. Brian Kemp is taking a nice lead right now in Georgia, 43% reporting in Georgia. We've got Sarah Huckabee Sanders, we already talked about. Bill Lee appears to let's see. So we got Bill Lee as the governor of Tennessee. We got Sarah Huckabee Sanders as the governor of Arkansas. Kay Ivey, it appears that they've called Kay Ivey for the Republican Party in the state of Alabama. So that's what's up. It looks like there's 1% reporting, but somehow they called that. But whatever, I don't care. I'll take it. The water main didn't break, so that's good. So we got a Republican governor, DeSantis in Florida, New Hampshire called, Alabama called, Tennessee and Arkansas all called for Republican governors so far. We've got oh my God, Illinois, you guys have lost. You guys have lost the game here, as J.B. Pritzker has officially, according to Gagal, been called as the governor of Illinois. You got to be out of your mind to reelect this dude. Embarrassing. J.B. Pritzker wants you in a diaper at home in a pit of despair. He's got an industrial-sized bag of hot Cheetos that he's throttling down his throat hole while he tells you to make sure that to not go to the gym so that you can stay healthy just like him. This guy is like two Chris Christies, like stacked on top of each other, like one of those dolls one of those dolls that have the inside. I forget what they're called. But J.B. Pritzker is like double. He's like Chris Christie X2, 2X Chris Christie. And it has been called apparently that with 8% of the vote in that J.B. Pritzker has won the state of Illinois as governor. That is embarrassing. Illinois has been absolutely clapped directly in the brown eye for the last 2 years. They got one of the worst mayors in America with what's her beef in Chicago, Beetlejuice. I forget her name, but I used to dog on her so much. LL Uncool J. Yeah, Russian nesting doll. Yeah. J.B. Pritzker is, if Chris Christie was the J.B. Pritzker is the Russian nesting doll that Chris Christie would be inside of. If you feel me, 2 steps in. Just saying. So, Lori Garbagefoot. I love. I don't know if she's watching, but Lana Liberty calls her Lori Littlehead, which I absolutely love. I think that's hilarious. So yeah, apparently Illinois is like, screw you guys. We want to be imprisoned. So good job, Illinois. You got J.B. Pritzker, who, as far as I can understand, his position was purchased by his family. He's probably not produced much value at all in his life, and he was a big lockdown chooch, and he just wants to keep you imprisoned in a pit of sad despair in your home, crying, eating hot Cheeto. So that's fine. All right. What else we got? All right, let's go back to Pennsylvania. It appears that Doug Mastriano is growing in Pennsylvania, which is great. There's still only 8% of the vote in there, so that's good. We should be getting the results from New York very soon. They're supposed to be reported at 9 o'clock, which is in 11 minutes. So now on Fox News, Marco Rubio is talking. Val Demings can shove it. Val Demings sucks. All right. It appears that Henry McMaster has been called as the Republican governor for the state of South Carolina. I would wager that South Carolina probably was already Republican, but it's always good. You love to see it. So Henry McMaster has just been called as the governor of the state of South Carolina. So that means Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, and South Carolina are all Republican right now for the governorship, as well as Arkansas. So right now you got a deep red South going. Let's see if Georgia and Texas can keep it going. At 26%, Greg Abbott is still winning at 51% of the vote, with 26% reporting. And Brian Kemp is taking a more sizable lead now, as Georgia is at about 45%. Now, of course, I hope that they don't find a mysterious U-Haul van with 8,000 ballots in it. Obviously, we still have to crack into the back of Feder Beef's neck and see if there's any mail-in ballots in there, because I would anticipate that there are. Just another reminder, if you're on Instagram and you don't already follow me, hit the arrow and follow the channel. I really appreciate it. If you're on TikTok, hit the thing and make sure you follow me. If you're on Facebook or YouTube or Getter, please make sure that you follow the channel. Tickle my bag. If you like the shirt, please support the channel at bobbysauce.com. This is called the Trust the Government shirt. I really appreciate the support. And big love to all the people that you see on Instagram that have the pink hearts next to their name. Those are people that have bought badges on Instagram. I really appreciate the support, and thank you for supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. It all goes a long way. So thank you guys so much for that. I want to thank the people that bought the badges so far. Thank you so much to Britt C. Wolf, Cambia Redesign, MJ Torkel, The Love My Joy, Canelo Can Fly, and Jiminy's Juniper for the badges so far on Instagram. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Right now we have 263 people watching live on Instagram, 160 live on TikTok, and 145 live on Facebook and YouTube. And then I don't know how many we got on Getter. It's a little bit harder to see the numbers there. But I see the comments. They're saying Feder Beef and all that, so that's great. Word up. What up to you, Getter? Thank you, Chichi8, for the badge on Instagram. Really appreciate it. People are saying best coverage of the day. That's what's up. I really appreciate it. All right, let's go back to the results and see what we got. Um, looks like the polls that they're showing. Thank you, Kimberly Rose Huntings, for the badge. Thank you, Chichi8 for the badge on Instagram. Appreciate it. Thank you. Aaron says, I love all my sauce shirts. Really appreciate that. That's what's up. All right, let's go back and see. Somebody said the media is claiming 20% failure in voting machines in every election. Great. You always love to see that. It's always good to see that that's how it is in the United States of America. You love to see that. All right, let's get back to the governor races. Looks like we got some results now coming in. Let's go back to the Senate, actually. So we got Marco Rubio gets Florida. We got Katie Britt gets Alabama for the Senate. We got Tim Scott. Tim Scott has been called for South Carolina for the Senate. Rand Paul for the Senate. Todd Young, Republican Todd Young in Indiana. That's good. Would love to see that. It looks like Tammy Duckworth is leading in Illinois. Illinois, WTF. Not sure what you guys are doing over there, but please get it together, fam. Like literally, whom hurt you, donde está to common sense. I'm not sure what you're doing over there, but best of luck to you. Looks like North Carolina appears to be neck and neck. Ted Budd and Cherie Beasley, 53% are reporting in North Carolina. Let's see. Tim Ryan. Looks like we got Tim Ryan and J.D. Vance are actually becoming a little bit more neck and neck in Ohio. That's definitely one to watch. 33% reporting in Ohio. You got J.D. Vance at 45% and Tim Ryan at 54%. Let's go back to Feder Beef. Feder Beef v. Oz. They found, you heard it here first. This is breaking news. Dr. Oz found 5,000 mail-in ballots in Feder Beef's neck. Everybody, tell everybody, retweet mail-in ballots in Beef's neck. Hashtag mail-in ballots in Beef's neck. I don't know how Twitter works. Just kidding. All right, let's see. What do we got? It appears that the the Democrats have taken the Senate seat in Vermont, which is stupid. Looks like they're leading right now in New Hampshire. They're leading right now in Connecticut. Richard Blumenthal, like I said, I was born and raised in Connecticut, and Richard Blumenthal is no good. So best of luck to you. But it does appear that the Senate is pretty blue right now. Even though we got Todd Young, John Boozman. Oklahoma had 2 seats up, and both were won by Republicans, so that's fantastic. So as of right now, the Republican Party has 8 seats won, versus 4 in the Democrats for the Senate. And as of right now, the Senate is 38 Dem, 37 to the GOP right now. Let's go back to the House. As of right now, the House is up. The Republican Party is up 4. The Democrats appear to be down 2. They've lost 2, and the GOP has gained 4 so far in the House. So that's good. Let's see if there's any new governor stuff. Greg Abbott is continuing to take a little bit more of a lead versus Beto. Beto's at 46% of the vote right now with 29% reporting. You got Kevin Stitt right now is losing just a little bit in Oklahoma, but there's only 19% of the results in. So I think Kevin Stitt is, as far as I know, Kevin Stitt is a great Republican candidate for governor in Oklahoma. So I hope he wins again. Kansas is now starting to report at 12%. It appears that it's too early for that one, but there's a Democrat in lead right now there. These New York results should be coming in any minute now. It said they were going to report it. It said that they were going to have a result at 9 o'clock. It's 8:57. So, I can tell you that my bag is tickling right now, Jim, because New York is a big one, the state of New York, and what happens there, I think certainly is very important. I actually know a lot about the governor's races in New York. as well as the House races there. I've been paying attention to quite a bit of those people, so I really hope that those go the right way. But we will see. New York should be coming in any minute now. Let's go back to the Senate and check on beef. All right, as of right now, it appears Raphael Warnock and Herschel Walker are now neck and neck, with Raphael Warnock at 49.6 and Herschel Walker at 48.7. Yo, can he do it? Can Herschel go for the end zone, Bill? I don't know. I guess we'll see. We're at 46% reporting in the state of Georgia, but I bet that's a whole lot closer than these demons thought. So let's see. But it's actually looking good. Herschel Walker is starting to catch up to Raphael Warnock. But hey, you know, I'm not too excited because this is what happened with Donnie, and then we woke up the next morning and we got a literal bag of beef that apparently won in the middle of the night. So I'm sure that was totally fine. I'm sure there was nothing sketchy going on there. You can't talk about it because it's illegal, so that's great. You're a denier. Ooh, goo. Deny. You're a denier. All right, let's go back. J.D. Vance is narrowing the lead of Tim Ryan in Ohio, which is great. We got 33% reporting, and J.D. Vance is at 45. That's good. It appears that the Senate in Indiana has just been called red for Todd Young. I don't know if I said that before, but that's good. That's what's up. Good job, Indiana. Well done. Let's see what else. It looks like they called Richard Blumenthal for the state of Connecticut with 10% reporting, so that sucks. Good job, Connecticut. Way to go. That's why I bounced from there. So Vermont has been called blue for the Senate, Connecticut, and Maryland. Let's check back in on beef. This beef race is, I'm telling you, this beef race is going to go on for like a week. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't know the results of beef v. Oz for at least a week. I honestly would not be surprised. Let's see. We have 268 people watching on Instagram, 145 on YouTube and Facebook, and about 100 or so on TikTok. Somebody said Jean-Claude Pierre Van Damme is an election denier too. I assume you mean Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I think that's who you're talking about, but I don't know. Angela on Facebook said, if you voted D, you hate America. Highly plausible. Just saying, highly plausible. Let's see what else. The Eagles are better than Eagles. It's very important, Roe v. Wade. Roe v. Wade. All right, let's go back to the governors. I want to see where we're at with beta. Brian Kemp is taking a more decisive lead over Stacey Abrams. It seems like all the more reporting that comes in, Brian Kemp seems to be taking more of a lead over her, which is hilarious. Can't wait to see all the sad screaming about that one. Suppression. More people came out than any time in history, and also simultaneously suppression. So somebody square that circle for me, because I don't even know what they're talking about. All right, it looks like we just got some results coming in for the state of Wyoming and Iowa, and it appears that they called them already. I don't really know how they do that. I still don't understand that game. I really do wish that these old geezers would stop running for elected office, because they don't represent us. They suck and they're demons. And I wish that they would be knocked out of office by younger, more energetic, smarter people. I really do think that would be great. It does appear that the Republican has been called for the Senate in, I don't know what state that was. I'm just looking at South Dakota. So Greta Thunberg apparently just got called for South Dakota. At least that's what it says on Fox right now. It looks like the Democrats are at 40 in the Senate, and the Republicans are right now at 37. Okay. Let's see. Out of touch. Yeah, old zombies, definitely true. Really sad, really dark. Everything is stupid. The world is trash. Somebody said on TikTok, you should consider running for office. Yeah, I would love to do that. I wouldn't be surprised if that is what happened. All right, New York is reporting. All right, let's see. All right, so far, New York is at 7% reporting. We got 75% for Kathy. The unelected merchant of the darkness from New York State is currently in the lead over Lee Zeldin, 75% to 25% with 7% reporting. I would wager that Manhattan is the first borough to submit their results, so that is not surprising. Probably followed shortly thereafter by it looks like maybe Staten Island. So that one is starting to come in. You got 7% reporting in New York. Let's see if any of the senators or House representatives have come in for New York. As of right now, for New York, you got. I don't see how many are reporting, but let's see. Jamal Bowman, Richie Torres. It's looking pretty blue. Poopy Pants Nadler is winning. Can you imagine being a person that would just go and vote for Jerry Nadler again? Like, who hurt you? You know what I mean? Like, literally, whom hurt you? You got Alexandria Ocasio Chick-fil-A. She's got 76% with 18% of the results reporting. That's so sad. I really hope Tina Forte beats her because she is a trash merchant. That's so funny. Tina Forte is the person running against her. That's amazing. That's so cool. But Ocasio, make Ocasio a bartender again. She's like in a deep blue hellscape. Everybody there doesn't know what's going on. She's a warmonger. She's a total fake and a fraud. But as of right now, she's leading over Tina Forte, and I like her a lot. So we'll see what happens there. But so far, she is in the lead with just a few people reporting there. Right now, as it looks now, let's see the Senate. Let's see for the Senate. Right now, Chuck Schumer has been called as the winner for Senate in New York over Joe Pinion. It has 7% of the results in. As I've said before, I've met Joe Pinion. He was a nice guy. I watched the debate. It seemed to me like he's obviously a better choice. I don't understand why they asked him what he would do about Ukraine, and he seemed to be okay with sending them more money, which I don't understand. But whatever. But right as of right now, Joe Pinion is at 21%. Like I said, I like Joe Pinion. I thought he was cool. He was a nice guy. And everyone was like, he doesn't have a chance. But, you got to hope that, I appreciate that he really went to run for it. So big ups to Joe Pinion. Shout out to him. All right, let's go. Let's see where we're at. As of right now, Brian Kemp is actually narrowing a little bit with Stacey Abrams, 51-48 with 53% reporting, but he's still ahead by 2.5 points. Beta is still getting clapped by almost 6 points with 32% in there. It appears that they've called Wyoming, the governor of Wyoming, already for a Republican with 0% in. Not really sure how all that stuff works, but whatever. It appears that the governor of Iowa has been called, Kim Reynolds. That's what's up. Strong, powerful Republican women. You got to love it. Conservative women. Love to see it. Let's see. We're still waiting on the state of California. The results for Arizona will be coming in around 10, and the Nevada results will come in around 10 as well. Somebody said on YouTube, does anyone really think New York is going red? It would be great, but come on. Rick, that's the wrong attitude on YouTube. I do believe that New York could go red. New York has been absolutely clapped and they've been torpedoed in their brown eye for the entire last 2 years. So I hope that they see the light and make a better decision there. As of right now, with 8% reporting, you got Kathy in the lead with 74%, but it's still early there. And like I said, the big blue zones are where where stuff happens the most. Let's see. There's some other stuff, like it says ballot measures. Let's see, in the state of Florida. That's cool. Okay, let's see. Let's go back to the governors, and let's look at Brian Kemp still in the lead. Greg Abbott still in the lead. We got New Mexico reporting now. Mark Ronchetti versus Michelle something. I can't see it. 3% reporting in New Mexico with the Dems so far in the lead. We got Wyoming, like I said, appears to have been called for the Republicans, so that's good. And let's check on Doug Mastriano in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is only reporting at 11% right now. Not too sure what they're doing in Pennsylvania. I don't know if they're autonomous country. I don't know if they're throttling a cheesesteak. I'm not too sure if they're stepping over hypodermic needles in downtown Philly, or if they're hanging upside down in a cave under a steel mill in Pittsburgh with feta beef. But they're reporting slow as an MF in Pennsylvania. Not too sure what y'all are doing over there. But let's try to pick up the pace, Jerome. As of right now in Pennsylvania, it appears the Republican Party has won 2 seats in the House, which is good. And it appears that feta beef's lead is narrowing with Dr. Oz, 68% to 29%. It does appear that beef is winning, obviously, but there's only 11% of the results in, and I'm sure the mail-ins and all that other stuff will change things, but I'm sure all of those will be for beef. So we'll see how that goes. Alexandria on Facebook says we're buying $1 houses in Pennsylvania. Pretty accurate. All right, let's go back. Raphael Warnock is only up by 4% in the Georgia race for the Senate. Chuck Schumer, let's see, for the House. All right, let's see. Still 8% for New York on Kathy Hochul and Lee Zeldin. Brian Kemp still in the lead at 55%. All right, let's see what else we got. Colorado is starting to come in now. Colorado, Jared Polis is currently at the lead with 4% reporting in Colorado for the governor. Somebody on YouTube says I voted for Forte. That's what's up. Appreciate that. We love to see that. All right, right now we have 126 on Facebook and YouTube. We have 377 on TikTok, and we have 257 people watching live on Instagram. Just a reminder, if you are on Instagram and you do not follow me, hit the arrow. Make sure you follow me. If you're on TikTok, hit the button or tap the whatever or tickle my bag or something. 355 is a new record for me on TikTok, except when I was coming at people in Australia and I had like 1,000 people watching at once, and they were like, F you, Bobo. So that was fun. Nice numbers on Facebook and YouTube as well. Thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Just want to remind everybody, I really appreciate you spending your election night watching here with me in the chat. I really do appreciate it. This is my first one of these ever, but this is really fun, and it's quite exciting that so many people are tuning in. I know there's a lot of places that you can tune in to watch these election results, so I appreciate you being here with me. Maybe you got me playing in the background while you're watching it on TV or whatever, but no matter how you slice it, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it, and thank you so much for watching here with me. It is awesome to have everybody here hanging out. Again, thanks to everybody that have been buying the badges on Instagram. I really appreciate that. Los Digital, Kimberly's Rose Huntings, Chichi 8, Jimmy's Juniper, Canelo Can Fly, The Love My Joy, MJ Torkel, Cambia Redesign, and Brit C. Wolf. Thank you so much for the badges on Instagram. I really appreciate that so much. And word up to all the people that are watching. I really do appreciate it. Why are you on TT? They're stealing your data. Yeah, it's on a phone that has no data on it, but thank you for your concern. I'm getting distribution of the message out there. That's how you do it. I'm not happy about it, but that's the game we're playing. Thank you, Body Sculpting Academy, for the badge. Really appreciate it. Just got 10 supporters on Instagram. Thank you, P3 Caruso, for the badge on Instagram. Really appreciate that. Thank you, SL Lucas 0510 for the badges on Instagram. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Big ups to everybody that's got a little heart next to their name buying badges on Instagram. Really appreciate that. Really helps so much. Thank you. Let's go back to Michigan. Gretchen Whitmer is still ahead, but only 9% reporting at 52% to Tudor Dixon's 45. So that's still going. Let's see. Kathy Hochul still leading, but Lee Zeldin just ticked up with 9% reporting in New York. We got Doug Mastriano is narrowing the lead a little bit with 28% versus Shapiro in Pennsylvania. So that's still going. We got Mike DeWine has been called as the governor of Ohio. Not sure if I said that before. We got Gretchen Whitmer narrowly beating Tudor Dixon, like I said, 45 to 52 with only 9% reporting there. So that one's still a toss-up. Brian Kemp is up by 2.5 points with 55% reporting in Georgia. And we got Beto getting his cheeks clapped and his dirt star penetrated in Texas. He's currently down by almost 6 points. So eat crow, Beto. Kevin Stitt is narrowing the loss in Oklahoma right now with 20% reporting for the governor there. We got still early numbers going on in New Mexico as well as Colorado. Those are still really too early. Let's see where Nebraska 40 to 56. So the Democrat is leading in Nebraska with 22% reporting. We got Kristi Noem absolutely crushing it with only 2% in so far in South Dakota for the governor. Todd Jensen is beating Tim Walz right now in Minnesota, which is great. Minnesota, not to be, is everybody. Thank you, Notorious Jim, for the badge. Appreciate it. Minnesota is where where Papa G. Floyd situation happened. Not sure if they had a Republican governor or not before, but I'll take it. Wisconsin appears to be decisively on the Republican side for governor as well, but there's only 1% reporting there. Iowa appears to have been called, like I said, for Kim Reynolds as the governor. So right now, for called governors, we got DeSantis. So we got Florida, Alabama, South Carolina, Tennessee, Arkansas, Ohio, New Hampshire, Iowa, and Wyoming have all been called for Republican governors so far. Beto is narrowing the loss a little bit, but there's still a lot to go, 38% in Texas. And we got Brian Kemp still winning by 3.5 points in Georgia. Doug Mastriano is actually starting to get some gains. He's at almost 30% to Shapiro's 68 with 14% reporting in Pennsylvania. And we're still at 9% in New York with Kathy the Demon leading there. Let's jump back over to the Senate and see where we're at there. Raphael Warnock and Herschel Walker are still pretty close. Warnock is down by about 4 points right now with 55% reporting, so that's still a toss-up, but you love to see the closeness. Ted Budd is winning so far for the Senate in North Carolina, which is good. Let's see, we got Chuck Grassley is losing right now, but only 1% in Iowa. Ron Johnson is winning right now so far in Wisconsin, but only 1%. These are still early. It appears that North Dakota and South Dakota have both already been called for Republican senators. I'm sure that's probably normal. The other ones are still too early. I can't believe people vote for Chuck Schumer. I don't know what the hell they're doing. It's really a sad state of affairs over there. But Warnock and Herschel Walker appears to be the one that's going to be next up for a big dump. But they're at 55% right now. Fetter Beef's win is narrowing with 14% reporting now in Pennsylvania. You got Mehmet Oz at 33 and Beef at 64. Like I said, you heard it here first. There are 5,000 mail-in ballots in the back of Fetter Beef's neck. So everybody watch out, because at the end of the night, Dr. Oz is gonna surgically remove the mail-ins, and they're all gonna be unanimously for Beef. You got, let's see, we got let's see, where's J.D. Vance at? J.D. Vance and Tim Ryan are neck and neck now in the state of Ohio. You got J.D. Vance at 49.1% and Tim Ryan at 50.9%. So you're talking a margin of less than 2% in the state of Ohio for the Senate. So that's a big race. I certainly hope J.D. Vance takes that one. But so far we've got still the same numbers of New York and still the same numbers for Warnock. But let's keep going. Let's see. Kansas, it appears Kansas red for senator. Trudy Bush in Missouri versus Eric Schmidt. It appears that Eric Schmidt is still, there's only 6% reporting there, but I hope that happens. Oh, we got a big one. Let's see. Oh, apparently Fox News, I'm not seeing this on my screen, but apparently Fox News just called Greg Abbott for the governor of Texas over Beto. Greg Abbott. Oh, Beto. All right. Apparently, according to Fox News, I don't know. I don't really know. I'm not seeing that on my end. Obviously, the results come in at different times. But it appears that Fox has called Texas governor to Greg Abbott over Beto. They're pretty close. The reporting is only at 39%, but Fox News is projecting that he will win. So that's great. So slob on the knob, like corn on the cob, Beto. But that's always great. All right, let's see what else we got. We got Josh Shapiro and Doug Mastriano. Still early in that race. Doug Mastriano's only at 30%, and Josh Shapiro is at 67%. We got the New York City is still dripping in, but Kathy Hochul went down from 75 to now 70.9. Lee Zeldin is starting to catch up a little bit. We got 10% reporting in New York. We're going to keep an eye on that one. We got Kristi Noem is still crushing in South Dakota. So far, 36% in Colorado, New Mexico. These ones are still early, but they called the text. I don't trust Fox News, to be honest with you, but it does appear that they called New Hampshire, which we already knew, but I don't really trust Fox News. But they did call Texas for Greg Abbott, but I guess we'll see. Zeldin's at 29.1 right now with only 10% reporting. Let's see. Let's go back to the House. I haven't looked at the House in a while. Let's go to the House. In Georgia, Marjorie Taylor Greene wins. So that's good. I don't know any of the other candidates in Georgia, but it does appear that in Georgia you got four seats won by Dems, 4 seats by Republicans. Why are people voting for Democrats? I don't even know, man. Yeah, they tried to clap Zeldin twice. That is correct. Right now, the GOP has gained 3 seats. The Democrats have lost 4. I don't really know how that makes any sense, but whatever. As of right now, the GOP appears to have now taken a lead in the Senate at 40-39. So that seems like a good thing. The pivotal Arizona Senate and governor races are still too early to call. All right, so let's go back to beef, my favorite race. Mehmet Oz is still narrowing the gap with only 14% in Pennsylvania. So you got Mehmet versus beef, still close right there. Let's see, Raphael Warnock, 57% reporting in Georgia, still a difference of about 4% there. Okay. I'm really excited to see Arizona. That's going to be the real hitter of the day. But New York is definitely really important as well. Let's see. Thank you guys for the badges. I saw a few more badges just come in there. Thank you so much. Let me just take a look. We got, where are you? Thank you to Sandy McCullough, the Notorious Jim, OC Fit Mommy, S. Lucas. I'm not sure who else that was on here that I might have forgotten. But thank you guys so much for buying the badges. I really appreciate it on Instagram. Again, a reminder, if you're watching on Instagram, if you don't already follow me, hit the arrow. Make sure you follow me. If you're on TikTok, hit the button and make sure you follow me there. Hit the screen, tap the hearts, whatever. The world is trash and everything's on fire. Got to win over 50% in GA to avoid a runoff. Marie Shea, thank you. Marie Shea 94, thank you for the badges. Thank you for the likes on TikTok. Appreciate that. Somebody says we're effed in New York. I don't know. I don't know that that's true. Lee Zeldin is now at 30% to Kathy Hochul, her 69 with 12% reporting. So it's starting to tilt. It's starting to tilt towards Lee Zeldin, which is great. Obviously, there's a long way to go. There's still 78% of the votes still remaining there. What about the PA governor's race? Mastriano's at 32%. PA is probably reporting slower than most of the eastern states. It's only a little bit further ahead of New York, honestly. But Ohio has more in. Ohio. So let's see. We'll go governors. Mastriano's at 32% with 16% reporting. So there's still a long way to go, but he's growing there. 12% reporting in New York, and Lee Zeldin's at 30%. We got Ned Lamont is up by 10 points in Connecticut for the governor. It looks like Massachusetts was called, Rhode Island was called, CT was called. All right, Maryland, okay. All right. Hey, somebody says, hey, from Illinois, we are screwed. We got Pritzker. That's correct. You are screwed. Bad idea. Pritzker is trash. Let's see. Thank you for following on TikTok. Appreciate that. Let's go back to the Senate. Feder beef is still, it seems like every time a new set of votes come in Pennsylvania, Feder beef loses some percentage. So beef is at 61% right now with only 16% of people reporting. So Feder beef is winning 61 to 36 right now in Pennsylvania. You got, see where J.D. Vance is at. J.D. Vance and Tim Ryan are neck and neck at 41% reporting. J.D. Vance is at 49.3 and Tim Ryan is at 50.7. See these Fox News jabrons, they're taking breaks. They're doing commercial breaks. They're getting a glass of water. They're doing all this stuff. So I'm going harder than they are right now. I've been going an hour and a half, no stopping. I did throttle a couple of bevies, so I'm gonna have to take a piece in a few minutes. But let's see where we're at. Let's go back to the governors. Brian Kemp still up versus Stacey Abrams. Abbott still up. Like I said, that one that was already called by Fox News. They projected it. South Carolina got called. Alabama. So it's still Brian Kemp is the wild card right now. I would wager that that's the one that they're probably going to call pretty soon. So Kemp is at 51.9% with 58% reporting. So he's got a 3.5 point lead right now in Georgia for the governor. Let's see. Pennsylvania, Jug Mastriano is still gaining 33 to 65% with 17% reporting. Mike DeWine wins the governor in Ohio. The rest of them, Minnesota, South Dakota, all those are all still up in the air, but Kristi Noem's pretty far ahead with only 5% in. Kevin Stitt has taken the lead as the Republican governor of Oklahoma. I saw Kevin Stitt speak at a Turning Point USA event, and he seemed like a good guy. I don't know much about Oklahoma. There's only so many things that you can pay attention to, but Kevin Stitt does appear to be winning with 50% of the reporting in for the governor of Oklahoma. Let's see. We got let's see. Still 12% for New York. I don't know what they're doing up there. Let's go back to the Senate. J.D. Vance and Tim Ryan is close. So J.D. Vance is they're off by 1 point now. J.D. Vance and Tim Ryan are 1 point apart with 41% reporting. So that's a tight race in the state of Ohio for the governor or for the Senate. Warnock is still up by 2.5. Warnock is still up by 3.4% in Georgia with 58% reporting. So that's not good, but we'll see how that goes. Beef is still at 62 with Pennsylvania still at 17% reporting. New York has jumped up another percentage point in reporting. Let's see what the governor is there. Kathy Hochul is down to 69.2. Let's see the House in New York. Alexandria Ocasio-Moscow-Muleo is currently leading with 33% in versus Tina Forte, which is a tragedy. Poopy Pants Nadler has won in his district. Poopy Pants Nadler, who said that antiqueefs are not real. So he's cool. He's doing great. We're glad to see him. Glad he's participating. Charles Schumer, who is 900,000 years old and is and lives upside down in a cave next to Feder Beef in Pennsylvania, how he won for the Senate is just tremendously sad. People in New York are lost. They clearly do not know what is going on. I wish Pennsylvania would go a little faster, but they said that it's going to take like 6 years for the results, so whatever. I'm going to go back to the House in Florida because I want to see if my guy won in the Republican Party or won the House in Florida. We got, okay, so in Florida, House results. Matt Gaetz won, Kat Kamek, Aaron Bean, Flick Your Bean, Corey Mills, Bill Posey, Neil Dunn, Maxwell Frost, Aaron Bean versus LaShonda Holloway. That's great. Corey Mills for the Republican Party. That's great. I don't know what district I'm in Florida, but it seems to be a lot of good results. So what district, House of Representatives? Let's see what district I am. I don't even know. 21st. Okay, so in the 21st district, it appears that my district has been called for the Republican. That's great. Good job, Brian Mast in the state of Florida. GA is ridiculous. The polls close at 7. It is currently 9:30. All right, let's see. Let's go back to the governors. Pennsylvania is still at 19%. Doug Mastriano's at 34.8. Let's go to Kristi Noem, still decisively leading. New Mexico is blue right now with only 10% of the vote in. Beto is still doing well. Brian Kemp's still doing well. New York is still at only 13% in with Lee Zeldin at 30.8. Somebody's got to burst a pipe. Somebody said Texas is too close. I'm going to switch my seat here. Okay. This is a kneeling seat, which is awesome. All right. Beto lost. Yeah, Beto is not doing well. They already projected it, but I mean, they're 42% is reporting in Texas with Beto getting clapped. Okay, let's see what else we got. Brian Kemp is winning decisively right now in Georgia. He's up by over 5 points, which is fantastic. You love to see that. Illinois gets screwed by 3 counties every time. Yeah, the fact that they picked Pritzker again is just a sad tragedy. Not too sure what they're going on with that. Somebody said I keep freezing. I certainly hope that is not the case. Let's see. My phone is like updating something, which is stupid. Brotha Beck says, loved you on Tinfoil Hat. That's what's up. Yeah, if you didn't already hear that earlier, I was on the Tinfoil Hat podcast today with Sam Tripoli. You're not freezing. All right, good. Not freezing here in Florida with Xfinity. So there's a lot of rain right now because we're getting clapped with Tropical Storm Beta. here in Florida. We're getting like a light clapping. So yeah. Pennsylvania is at 20% now, with Doug Mastriano actually closing the gap on Josh Shapiro a little bit, which is good. And beef is actually going down as we go. Let's go, beef. Here we go, Feder beef. So right now, John Feder Blob is at 57.3 with 20% reporting, and Mehmet Ooze is at 40.4. So Meme is flipping it up a little bit in Ohio. Yo, I'm proud to announce that J.D. Vance has now taken the lead for the Senate in the state of Ohio. He's now clocking in at 51.8% to Tim Ryan's 48%. Hey, Tim Ryan, hit the bricks, jabroni. You're a clown sneaker. We saw you on TikTok. Nobody likes what you have to say. Hit the bricks. Beefcake. Somebody said, any early news for Oregon? No. Nothing so far. Let's go back up to... So let's see. Raphael Warnock is at 48. It looks like Herschel Walker is actually narrowing a little bit. 2.2% difference in Georgia with 60% reporting. So that's the big. Right now, the race to watch is Ohio at 48% reporting and Georgia at 60%. But those are the big races right now, in my opinion, for the Senate. Those are really, really big. Fed or beef, they're only at 21%. They still got such a ways to go. These House results, a lot of them are still up. They're still up for debate. So only like Florida won 20-8 in the House, 5-4 so far in Georgia. So it looks like a lot of these are still up for debate and still counting results. But as of now, so far so good. As of now, the GOP is at 40 versus 39 in the Senate. Herschel Walker is down by 2.4% right now, so he's narrowing that a little bit. And like I said, J.D. Vance started to take the lead versus Tim Ryan, which is huge. Somebody said, Mind of the Carp said, you on tinfoil hat was fire. That's what's up. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Arizona has not reported yet, as far as I know. Right now, we have 255 people watching live on Instagram, 455 watching live on TikTok, and 119 watching live on YouTube and Facebook. So thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Kansas, Jerry Moran, it appears, has been called for the Senate in Kansas, which is a Republican. That's pretty great. Jerry Moran wins U.S. Senate in the state of Kansas. So that's another GOP win there. North Dakota, South Dakota, Kansas, both seats in Oklahoma, as well as Arkansas. And it looks like John Kennedy is crushing it in Louisiana so far at 67% of the vote, but it's still early there. Katie Britt has been called as the winner. Yo, TikTok is such trash, dude. They just suspended my live access for bullying and harassment. These people are such losers. They're such losers. There was 400 people. There was 400 people in my TikTok stream just now, and somebody submitted it for bullying and harassment. Obviously, a bunch of trolls must have jumped in there, and they So the reason that my live access got suspended for the next day, obviously because TikTok is absolute trash, bullying and harassment. It says your live access was suspended for violating bullying and harassment. Statements intended to mock, humiliate, embarrass, intimidate, or hurt an individual. That's so stupid. Content that glorifies sexual harassment, didn't do that. Threats to dox or hack, didn't do that. Content that dehumanizes or mocks victims of violent tragedies or other bullying and harassing behavior. I didn't do any of those things on TikTok, so hey, TikTok, go F yourself, you suck. So obviously some psychos got very sad there, and they flagged me for bullying and harassment on TikTok. So that's pretty sad. Let's see, I've seen similar TikTok misunderstood my live. Somebody falsely reported my live. Yes, that is correct. Yeah. So either way, despite the fact that I didn't do anything, my live is appealed. 7,500 viewers, hundreds of comments on TikTok. What a bunch of losers. So my live access is suspended until the 11th. 3 days. Good for them. Yeah, TikTok is trash. But yeah, there was like 500 people watching. All right, back to the. It's so stupid. It's so sad they are. All right, let's go back. Let's see where we're at. Doug Mastriano is actually coming back a little bit in Pennsylvania for the governor. We got Gretchen Whitmer and Tudor Dixon, 11% reporting in Michigan, with Tudor Dixon at 46.3% and Gretchen Whitmer at 52.1% reporting in Michigan. So that's a pretty narrow lead. It appears that 40% is reporting in Colorado, but the Democrat has the lead there for the governor. New Mexico has a Democrat in the lead as well. Kansas has a Democrat in the lead, and Nebraska has a Democrat in the lead. Kristi Noem is still crushing. Tim Walz is leading in Minnesota, but there's only 1% reporting. Let's go back to New York. Lee Zeldin is picking up ground. New York has 16% reporting with Kathy Hochul at 68.6. Lee Zeldin appears to be picking up small chips one at a time. So Lee Zeldin is at 31.5%. Kathy Hochul is at 68. 16% reporting in the state of New York. Kemp is still leading decisively in Georgia. And those races are still too close to call. Doug Mastriano is picking up some gas in Pennsylvania. He's at 37% with 24% reporting. And we got, let's see. Yeah, Brian Kemp is still close. See, Google still has not, or the Associated Press. I'm looking at the Associated Press's call. So the AP, I'm following the AP call. That's what I'm reporting to you guys right now, even though they're trash. But Fox News is the one that I have on TV, so I'm watching. They're like interviewing Randall Cunningham's at like some bar somewhere. Somebody said Texas. Yeah, they said that Greg Abbott won Texas. He's at 53%. He's up by 8 points there with 44% reporting. The GA Senate race, Warnock versus Herschel Walker is neck and neck. They're a beanbag hair away. Herschel Walker is at 48.9 and Warnock is at 49.2. 0.3 difference for Warnock versus Herschel Walker with 62% reporting there. That's pretty good, Jim. That's a good sign. So Georgia is neck and neck in the Senate race. You got 15% voting still in New York. And beef is losing gas as well, as beef is now down to 54.7 with Mehmet Oz at 43. People are like asking me about states that haven't had any votes yet. California is not in yet. Nevada, Arizona, Utah, Idaho, Washington, Oregon, none of those states are in yet for any results as far as I can see. It is 9:40. Just a reminder, if you are on Instagram, because you can't be on TikTok anymore because these losers suspended my live privileges because they're sad inside and they're hurting. And they're looking for the meatloaf, Ma. We still have time here in California. I'm trying to think if there's another app that you can go live on. I don't think I have any other apps on this phone here that I can go live on, but whatever. I'm live right now on Facebook, as well as on YouTube, as well as on Getter, as well as on Instagram. So yeah, like right when the stream got popular on TikTok, somebody reported me for bullying and harassment. That is too funny. Sad, very sad people. Sad. It seems like these results are going slow right now. DeSantis won 59 to 40% in the state of Florida. Yo, that's a beast. 59%. Hit the bricks, Charlie Crist. You suck. Yo, looks like DeSantis even may have won Palm Beach County. So the only county in southern Florida that went for Crist is Broward County, and then you have Orlando and Tallahassee, and then a random county in the middle of the state. So lots of laughs. All right, let's see what else we got. The U.S. House of Representatives. All right, let's go to the Senate. Let's go back to the Senate. New York is going slow as hell. All right, Feder Beef and Dr. Oz are narrowing. You got 25% in Pennsylvania, and you got Beef at 54 and Mammoth Ooze at 43. So it's doing. Oz is coming back. Only 25% is reporting so far in Pennsylvania, and Oz is at 43%. But remember, in Pennsylvania, we didn't even know that Oz won for like a week after the results came out. So it's like we didn't even know that he won the freaking the nomination. So to think that they're gonna let Beef lose versus him right now is highly improbable. But we will see. It's raining like crazy outside. They said they will call the West Coast after 10, so we got about 15 minutes till they start dropping in results from the West Coast. Somebody said Beef is going to Taco Bell now. Kathleen said, am I on Rumble? I'm not on Rumble right now, no. I'm on Facebook, YouTube, Getter, Instagram, and I was on TikTok until a bunch of sad boys in their basement reported my account for bullying and harassment, which is really stupid. But that's happened a number of times to me when I go live on TikTok. Because this is the thing. It's like, I'm not going to change the things that I say. I'm not going to change the jokes that I tell on these platforms while I'm doing these live streams. I'm not bullying anybody. If I say you suck, that's bullying, being like, oh, you suck. A public figure? So stupid. You tell me nobody's on a live stream like, oh, the Yankees suck. Like, this guy sucks. It's like, so stupid. These kids are such losers. Such soggy sads. Let's see. Let's see what we got going on. Somebody just messaged me 8 minutes ago and said your live just went down. That must have been the TikTok. Let's see. All right. Let's see. All right, let's see what we got. I hear the same, or a washing machine. It's rain. There's a tropical storm going on here in Florida, so it's rain. Just a heads up. All right, let's see what we got. Sorry, I just had to shoot an email out. I was gonna jump on with my boy Mike Crispy for a minute, but I don't want to jump off the stream here because there's a lot of people in here. So let's just see. Okay. All right, let's see what we got. All right, we are at. All right, we got 19%. All right, 19% is reporting in New York. We've got, let's see, we've got 20% reporting in New York, and Lee Zeldin is back. Lee Zeldin is actually back at 34% to 66% for 20% reporting right now. So he's actually coming back quite a bit. Brian Kemp is still winning by a bunch with 64% in Georgia. You still got Doug Mastriano actually making some headway as well, with 39% in Pennsylvania, 21% now in New York, and Lee Zeldin is at 34%. Let's see what else we got going on. Ohio. Let's see. Let's go back to the Senate real quick. It looks like the Senate in Colorado, it looks like the Democrat is leading quite a bit there. Somebody says they just called Michael Bennet for Senate. So 44% is reporting in Colorado, but they haven't called it yet on AP. Somebody said Brian Kemp has been announced. That's awesome. So like I said, I'm watching it. I'm getting the results from AP, so I'm seeing a little bit different. Certain places are calling it like Fox News is calling it a little bit before the others and so forth. Let me see here. Feder beef is actually going down quite a bit. So let's go back to the Senate. This is a big one, dude. Herschel Walker has now taken the lead against Raphael Warnock and is now up by 1 point in the state of Georgia. Warnock is down 48.6 to 49.6. That is big news, Gerald. That is very, very big, very awesome news. That is great. So that's really good. That's really good news. So it appears that the Senate and the House. The House is at, the Democrats are at 42 for the House. The Republicans are at 40. You know, the thing that I think is a bummer about this stuff, and like I don't really know because there's still a lot of states left and there's still a lot of stuff to happen. My shirt is Trust the Government. It's on bobbysauce.com. So the the races in like this is not like a red wave. Like there's a lot of good stuff going on, and right now, you know, the Republicans seem to be doing pretty good in the Senate, but again, like I said, when you consider how bad everything's been for the last few years, the fact that any of these states are going blue is insane. I mean, in Illinois, the Democrat in Illinois won by 22 points. Tammy Duckworth in Illinois, and then you got J.B. Pritzker in Illinois, winning by a large margin, winning by over almost 20 points over Darren Bailey. You're talking like a big delta for the governor of Illinois, and this guy is a Russian doll that's on the outside of Chris Christie. It's like, this dude sucks. In Pennsylvania, or maybe that's why they banned me from TikTok. This guy sucks. Okay. So it looks like in Pennsylvania, Doug Mastriano is at 40%, and he's really, really coming back against Josh Shapiro in Pennsylvania. In Georgia, Brian Kemp is still crushing it. He's got Stacey Abrams by about 8 points. Beto's up by, Greg Abbott's up by 10 points on Beto, so that one's toast. Kevin Stitt appears to be doing really well in Oklahoma. Not sure why they haven't called that. Maybe they have on Fox. But that's cool. These hosts are like not so, so like not relatable on Fox News. It's like yeah, it's okay. So it looks like Bennett just got called as the senator Democrat in Colorado. So that sucks. Like I said, it's like I don't understand how these people are winning these races. I just don't get it. It's sad. Winning because it's rigged, some Dem state crooked. Big thanks to all the people that have been leaving the badges on Instagram. Really appreciate it. McKay, Lagelroy, Leo's the Lion, Jen, Saladino, Domer, Marie, Shea 94, Sandy McCullough, Tori's Jim, OC Fit, Mommy S. Lucas, and all the other people that left the badges on Instagram. Really appreciate it. So, all right, so let's see. Let's go back. We're at... Sorry, I'm going to check this real quick. Okay. All right. We got, for the governor, Michigan is still at only 14%. So Michigan is at 14%. Tudor Dixon is down by just under 10 points. You got 23% reporting in New York, and Lee Zeldin is coming back quite a bit, 65% to 35% for Lee Zeldin. Lee Zeldin is trailing. You still got Brian Kemp in the lead decisively, which is great. But the race to watch right now obviously is Kemp, but it seems to be going slow. Excuse me, but I think that the real one to pay attention to right now is New York, and it does appear that New Hampshire and Vermont have both gone Republican. But the New York race, the Pennsylvania race, the Georgia race, and the Michigan race are the ones to watch right now. Kevin Stitt seems to be doing well. You got New Mexico, the Democrats in the lead in New Mexico as well as in Colorado. Big lockdown state, Colorado. Kansas appears to be leading by a Democrat for the governor as well. And let's go back to the Senate. I want to see if there's any senators. So JD Vance is actually taking a pretty good lead in Ohio. I believe that like Tucker had said that JD Vance was kind of favored to win in Ohio. I don't know how Ohio usually votes, but JD Vance is appearing to be doing really well. Somebody said votes are being flipped. I don't know what that's about. But JD Vance seems to be doing really well in Ohio. Somebody said red. Ohio is red. Okay, good. All right, let's go back to New York. I want to see if Ocasio. Joe Pinion actually is still coming back. I mean, they called it for the lurch, but Joe Pinion had 31% of the vote. That's good. Let's go back to the House in New York and see what we got going on. It looks like Andrea Ocasio Chick-fil-A, Alexandria Ocasio Make Me a Moscow Muleo is at 71% in District 14. So it looks like they called it with 48% reporting for her over Tina Forte, which is a tragedy, a huge loss. Jamal Bowman, New York's District 16. New York apparently doesn't know what's good for itself, which is really just sad. Somebody said, I see what's going on in Illinois. I can't believe that this many Democrats are winning. These people are like, you guys are sad. It's truly sad. People just don't know what's good for them, unfortunately. So it looks like there's not a massive, I mean, like the seats that have been won by the Republican Party are 82. It looks like they're only up 2. So, like I said, it's like this, the whole like red wave idea is like, doesn't appear to be really shaking out. I know there's a lot of races left, but I mean, they don't seem to be crushing. Like I said, it's like there's a lot of people that are, I mean, we're getting some governors, but I don't know if any of these governors have been turned. I mean, they say like that they gained two seats, and Democrats gained 2 seats. So I don't know which seats that they gained, but it says that they gained 2 in certain states. So I don't know which ones they gained, but New York is still reporting at 23%, and Lee Zeldin is actually at 35% now. He's coming back quite a bit, which is good. I still love looking at DeSantis winning by 20% almost. That's what you get, jabroni. That's what he gets. All right, Kemp is up by 8 points. I don't know how they're not calling Georgia already. I don't know how they're not calling Georgia. He's up by a lot. Ohio, Michigan, Gretchen Whitmer, and Tudor Dixon are still pretty close with 16% reporting. 25% of the voters reporting in New York, and Lee Zeldin is still doing okay. I mean, he's back by a bit, but it's all right. Doug Mastriano is actually narrowing the loss so far in Pennsylvania, with Doug Mastriano at 41 and Shapiro at 57. So that's pretty good. You love to see that. It does appear that. Have any other ones been called? It does appear that the Iowa governor has been called for a Republican, which is good. I don't know. That's so weird. The Iowa, with only 20% reporting and the Republican having less of the vote in Iowa, they called it for the Republican. So I don't really know what that is. Somebody said they lost sound on Instagram. Is that true? Sound is really lost? I mean, can everybody hear me on Instagram still? Do you still hear me? Let me know if you don't hear me. The New Mexico governor is being led by the Democrat right now, and it's only 19% is reporting. Okay, sound is good. All right, cool. I hate when people say things like that, when it's like, what the hell? All right, let's go back to Michigan. 16% reporting in Michigan, and Gretchen Whitmer's not up by much. Brian Kemp's still up by a lot. All right, let's go back to beef. Herschel Walker is still up. I mean, he's not up by a lot, but he is up. And somebody said something about you have to get more than 50% to get a runoff or something in Georgia. So that sucks. It looks like Ted Budd is winning for the Senate in North Carolina. And it looks like the Senate, it looks like J.D. Vance is taking quite a bit of is getting quite a bit of a lead now in Ohio. But Feder Beef's lead is narrowing big time. Eric Schmidt seems to be doing really well, the Republican in Missouri, with 21% reporting. He's doing really well there. And you got Louisiana. John Kennedy is doing well there. So far, all the southern states, Kansas, Missouri, Indiana, Kentucky, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Alabama, Louisiana, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Florida are all red. And that's great. J.D. Vance seems to be doing pretty well. He's got a pretty solid lead. Somebody said in GA you need 50% plus 1% for no runoff. Okay. All right, let's see. Somebody said JD went up a lot. Abbott won Texas. Yeah. All right, let's go back to the. I haven't checked the House in a while. The GOP. I mean, there's not like. I still don't see a crazy. I don't see a crazy like this massive wave. You know. I do see. Yeah, on Fox News they're showing the differentiators in these certain states, but nothing that the AP doesn't have. So it's 10 o'clock right now, which means that the West Coast, California, Nevada, all those states should be reporting here in the next couple of minutes. No California yet, no results yet, no Arizona yet, results yet. New York is still at 25%, with Lee Zeldin still at 35%. Gretchen Whitmer is up by 3.5 with 17% reporting. Somebody said Nevada is closed now. Let's see. A lot of these states are still at like halfway. All right. It's so frustrating because there's just not many. There's just not many. There's just not many updates right now. We got all these big states on the left still, but like I said, Florida has 89% of the vote in, and the election's closed at 7. So it's like not even 3 hours, and we have a decisive win. And it's like, that's great and all, but it's like New York has been closed for the same 3 hours. And I get it. New York has more people, but they're only at 27%. And we're at 89%. So it's like, it's kind of sloppy. Pennsylvania, same thing, 37%. Even Vermont is only at 48%. Even Connecticut, 20%. Like Florida just does so many things right. All right, let's go back. Gretchen Whitmer is up by 3.4% with 17% reporting in Michigan. Brian Kemp is still crushing it. Mastriano is actually narrowing the lead quite a bit in Pennsylvania with 42% to 55%. The West Coast stuff is starting to come in. But we still got a bunch of stuff going on here. The U.S. Senate. Herschel Walker is still up, but he's not up by much. He's up by 0.3%. Someone said, curious to see where Illinois lands. Illinois is all done. Pritzker won for governor, Democrat. Tammy Duckworth won for Senate, Democrat, and the Democrat Party won a seat, won one of the House seats. It's straight blue. The whole state of Illinois is blue, with the exception of 4 of them. Only one of them has been called, but Illinois went straight away blue. So he said Illinois is trash. Somebody said Lake is showing a lead in Arizona. I don't see any reporting from Arizona, even though I know it's supposed to come in soon. Illinois is a damn dumpster fire. Oh, CNN polls. Yeah. I mean, I don't really know. how much credence those have, really. Headed back to Texas after the holidays. Arizona says 8 million votes came in, and Katie Hobbs, I don't see that anywhere. Oh, we got some Arizona. We got some Arizona House races that are coming in. All right, I don't see anything for Senate so far in Arizona, but I do see some House stuff in Arizona. It looks like you got Paul Gosar was called for the Republicans. Debbie Lesko, Republican in Arizona. That's great. Andy Biggs appears to be leading. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Democrats and 4 Republicans for the House in Arizona so far. But I don't see any governor race for Arizona quite yet. People might be looking at something more than me. Let's see. Gretchen Whitmer and Tudor Dixon still 4%. New York is still at 28. Brian Kemp still crushing. Doug Mastriano is coming back quite a bit, though. Let's see, Ohio. J.D. Vance is up pretty decisively so far in Ohio, which is great. Herschel Walker's only up by 0.3%. Thank you, Tiki and Boo, for the badge. Appreciate it. All right. I have to pee. Give me just a second. I will be right back. All right. All right, let's see what we got. So it looks like Feder Beef and Dr. Oz is narrowing up a bit. Okay. Let's see if there's any new stuff. All right, Arizona. We got the first results from Arizona. And it appears that Katie Hobbs is up 45%, 55 to 44. Good. If they elect Katie Hobbs in Arizona, it will be such an indicator to any Democrat that you don't have to campaign. You don't have to do anything. You could just be a dirt merchant. You don't have to debate. You don't have to talk to anybody. You could just be a merchant of dirt. And it doesn't matter. People are getting really spicy in the chat on Facebook. I don't know why. They appear to be like insulting each other, which is not a good look. Not really too sure about that. But here's what I don't understand. How is there more reporting in Arizona, which is 3 hours behind New York? How is there more reporting already in Arizona than in the state of New York? I understand there's a different population, but that's just redonkulo. Let's see the Senate in Arizona. Mark Kelly is beating Blake Masters right now, 56 to 41. Let's see. Kemp is still killing it. Tudor Dixon and what's her face? Gretchen Garbner. Still only 20% in there. And Tudor Dixon is only 4% behind. Yo, it's raining like crazy outside. New York is still only 30% in. Doug Mastriano is down by 15 points with 42% in, but that means that the Senate is now more along. Beef is not that far ahead of Oz now. Beef is at 51 and Oz is at 46. All right, why are people getting so dicey on Facebook? I don't know why, but people are getting really dicey on Facebook. I don't know what you guys are talking about in the comments there, but they're getting really weird. Everybody needs to just chill out on there. It is so sad that those losers on TikTok had to ban the chat. Herschel Walker's still on Warnock, but he's up by 4% now. 0.4. So that race is still tight. All good, David. Just, I don't know why you guys are going nuts. So apparently the Virginia House races are pretty tight, and they're waiting for some results there. Looks like Abigail Spanberger. I don't understand what these stars mean on Fox. Oh, the stars mean they're in the lead. The check means that they've been called. I see. You know what's nuts? The state of Florida, I think the state of Florida has like 18 million people. Let me check. Florida population, 21. The state of Florida has 21 million people. And the number of people that voted in Florida for the governor is less than 7 million. So is just over 7.5 million. So out of the 21 million people, and I don't know how many of them are voting age adults, but it's probably 70%. So 70% of voting age adults out of 21 million, 10% would be, or 50% would be 11. So it's like there's like 12, 13 something million people in the state of Florida that are of voting age, and only 7 of them showed up. 5 million people just didn't even vote at all. It just goes to show the number of people that just choose to not participate in this equation, that choose not to participate in this very important stuff. It's the independents that ultimately choose these races. And it really is just a tragedy that people don't pay attention. It's like how much these people have to take from you for people to still not pay attention is mind-blowing to me. But okay. People like the state of Maryland is trash. How can people vote for Democrats after everything? I wondered the same thing. Eric Schmidt just won Missouri. That's pretty interesting. All right, let's see. Eric Schmidt. Yeah, there it is. Eric Schmidt, Republican candidate for Senate, just won in Missouri. That's fantastic. That's a bag cranker. That one tickles my bag right from the front to the back. Not really sure how Missouri typically votes in the Senate, but I will take it, Jim. So there you go. Eric Schmidt with 34% recording. I don't know how the hell they do that, but Eric Schmidt predicted to win as the Senate in Missouri. So Jerry Moran. So now the Senate has, for the Senate for Republicans, North Dakota, South Dakota, Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Alabama, Florida, South Carolina. J.D. Vance is up by like 8 points in Ohio. Excuse me. It's looking pretty good, Jerome. Kentucky, South Carolina. Ted Budd is up by almost 4% in North Carolina. North Carolina is looking pretty good right now as well. And Herschel Walker is up by... Herschel Walker is increasing his lead, but still not over 50%. He's at 49.4 to 48.7. Now, it appears that New York is a sluggish Sally. I don't know what the hell they're doing over there. They got to get together. Blake Masters. So Arizona's still at 38%. So Blake Masters is still the same spot that he was at before. But let's go back to all the results. And let's take a look at our boy Beef. All right, John Feder Beef is at 51.5 to 46.2. Ooze is catching up. You got 48%. You got 48% running, 48% reporting in Pennsylvania, and Beef is narrowly losing. Beef is winning narrowly. Herschel Walker is still up by 7.7%, but not at 50. For the governor, you still got Brian Kemp killing it. I don't know how they didn't call that yet. Gretchen Whitmer and Tudor Dixon are still neck and neck, but there's only 21% reporting there. New Mexico, Colorado. So Colorado got called governor for the Democrat, which is... Who hurt you, Colorado? I thought Colorado was supposed to be like based and free and like live in the mountains and like shoot an elk and stuff or whatever. And they're just out here voting for some jabron. Like, who hurt you? Somehow they called Wyoming already for 4% for the Republican governor. Okay, I'll take that. I'm Apparently, Senator Mike Lee is is ahead right now in Utah. I don't see any results on here for Utah. The AP, I don't know what the hell the AP is doing. Maybe they're getting their stats from Feder Beef's like Twitter feed. I don't know. What up, Jennifer? Deep Colorado, Texas, extension of Texas. Yo, I wish they would just figure out this Herschel Walker shit. It's like this like waiting for all these states that really matter. New York is still at 32%. I don't know what the hell they're doing over there. You got Arizona, which closed, the polls closed like hours later, and they still don't know what they're doing. They got to call Brian Kemp. I don't know how they're not doing that. But the AP still hasn't called Greg Abbott, so I don't know. Maybe the AP is just a bag of rice. I don't want to go to Clown News Network because I hate their whole coverage. It's all trash. I don't want to give them any clicks or money. So the New Hampshire governor was already Republican, and I guess he got reelected. Sununu. So that's good. Katie Blobbs is supposedly winning in Arizona. That's laughable. It's like, imagine voting for the Secretary of State Blob, who just is like refuses to debate. I can't imagine feeling like a valued constituent if that's the way that I get treated by my representatives. Lee Zeldin's at 36% with 33% reporting. Carrie Lake is at 44 to Katie Hobbs 52. 597,000 people supposedly voted for Katie Blobbs. Who hurt you? I would wager 9 times out of 10, bad relationship with their dad, hurting on the inside, sad. Thinks makeup is the patriarchy, lives in a dream world of magic. Boyfriend like plays video games and like eats soy burgers, and she cooks him an Impossible patty, an Impossible meat burger, and it gives him the runs, but he eats it anyways for global warming or whatever. And she's like, I love you. And he's like, I love playing NFL 2K or whatever. And she's like, BRB, I'm going to go vote for Blobs. Bill Gates burger, yeah. Just to remember, just so everybody knows also, so everybody that's watching on Instagram, just a reminder to hit the arrow and follow me on Instagram if you're not already following me on Instagram. Katie Hobbs, 39%. Blake Masters at 41% with 39% reporting. That state is going to be nuts. Somebody said 50. Katie wouldn't even debate. Like, that's the thing. It's like, I don't understand how you could be Katie Blobbs and how you could be a person that chooses to vote for Katie Blobbs and feel respected as a constituent. I don't care what party you're on. It's absolutely insane that anybody would think that all that stuff is okay. Excuse me. Feder beef. So Pennsylvania is reporting at 50% and Feder beef is only at 51%. So they're halfway in and beef is only up by 5 points, which is great. Mark Kelly and Blake Masters, that's one to watch. JD Vance is killing it. JD Vance is up by like almost 10 points in Ohio. But again, I'm not seeing this huge like wave, you know? They said that that's what it was going to be, and it's like I don't see that. At least we don't have to deal with Stacey Abrams. I mean, that is just priceless. And we don't have to deal with bad air. Also priceless. But if we don't get Katie Hobbs, if we don't get Carrie Lake, I don't know what the hell they're doing up there. Lee Zeldin and Carrie Lake were my whole focus. I was always under the impression that that was the two people that could definitely pull it off. Kemp, I think, people were a little bit more sure of that one, even though Stacey Abrams is just a garbage merchant, and she's going to say that she won for the next 10 years, as is expected. But Michigan is still dragging. Michigan's only got 22% reporting, with Tudor Dixon down by 3.5. So I don't know what the hell they're doing up there. Somebody says because they rigged it. That's why a lot of us don't continue to be let down here. Pennsylvania's at 50%, and beef is still narrow. J.D. Vance is doing really well. John Kennedy is doing really well in Louisiana. Those are all good. Colorado already got called. Blake Masters, we're still waiting on some stuff to come through for Arizona, so that's still TBD. It looks like the rest of them, Raphael Warnock and Herschel Walker, are still super tight. They're less than a point from each other, and neither of them are at 50. Watch that one go to a runoff. Watch beef get delayed for like a month. New York is still at 32%, which is hot trash. 34%. Lee Zeldin is coming back, but he's still in a decisively in the losing by a bit. Carrie Lake and Katie Hobbs are getting more neck and neck. It's now 45% to 55%. So there's still a few things to happen there. U.S. Senate. All right, there's still a little bit to go there. Somebody said thoughts on the states seceding. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that should happen. Beef isn't even grass-fed. Michigan is taking really long to report, which is really pissing me off, and same with New York. Mastriano is down 42 to 56 right now, with 51% in. It seems like they've all been slowing down, which is just, I'm sure a pipe is going to fucking burst soon or something. Ned Lamont is winning for governor in Connecticut now. He's up ahead, which is stupid. Hochul's still winning so far. Pennsylvania, Doug Mastriano, Katie Hobbs. In the Senate, still 39% in Arizona. J.D. Vance, Herschel Walker. These are all stopping. They're all like slowing down, which is a bag of rice. So yeah, Feder beef is at 51. Feder beef's at 51. J.D. Vance is at 54. So as it sits right now, the ones that I'm watching are Tudor Dixon is down by 4 points with only 23% in New York. Lee Zeldin is down by 20 points with only 34% in New York. Brian Kemp appears to be up by a ton. He better win. That one seems to be in the bag. The Tudor Dixons, they're taking their sweet freaking time. I don't know what the hell they're doing. Arizona's at 39% with Katie Hobbs and Carrie Lake still 10 points apart. Beta's done. Kick to the curb. The rest of these are all like no surprises. Kevin Stitt appears to have won as the governor in Oklahoma, which is great. Iowa, Kim Reynolds for the governor there. These are probably all not flipped seats. New Hampshire and Vermont, both red. although Maine appears to be going blue for governor, which is stupid. Nevada has no results yet. Oregon and Washington, those are not doing anything yet, so we're still waiting on those. For the Senate, Arizona's still at 39, so Blake Masters is still behind. Warnock is up by just under a point, which is still he's keeping a decent space, which is good. Blake Masters is at 41%, so he's still down. So we're still waiting on that. JD Vance still way up. New York is still at 52%. Pennsylvania is still at 52% with Beef. Beef is only up by 3 or 4 points. Mastriano is down by like 14 right now, which is not good for the governor in Pennsylvania. And New York is still reporting at 36%. So right now everything is just chilling and not a whole lot is happening. So, yeah, everybody's getting beef done. Everybody's just experiencing like literal beef. And like I'm just anxiously awaiting like a hot beef injection from Feder Beef. So I hope that that's the case. All right. I've been going for 2 hours and 45 minutes, so I'm gonna shut the stream down for a few minutes. I'm gonna take a little break. I've been going for a minute here. Maybe I'll come back in about like 10 or 15 minutes, but I'm gonna take a little break. Thanks everybody for being here. If you're on Instagram, click the button to follow me. TikTok obviously banned me from going live because of hate speech, or who even knows. They're stupid and sad inside. The world is garbage. Everyone's on fire. It's stupid. So I'm gonna shut the stream down for now, and I'm gonna come back in like 15 or 20 minutes. So thanks for being here, Jabrons. I really appreciate it. Thanks to everybody that bought the badges. I really appreciate that. Vendrick3, Go Glow 61, Go Rima 25, Tiki and Boo, Miss Mom 80, Dog Obsessed Gear, S Lucas 0510, Michaela Gilroy, Leo's the Lion, Jen Saladino Dome, Marie Shade 94, Sandy McCullough 1922, The Notorious Jim, OC Fit Mommy, P3 Caruso, Body Sculpting Academy, Los Digital, Kimberly Rose Huntings, GT8, Jimmy's Juniper. And I think that's everybody. Thank you guys so much for buying the badges on Instagram. I really appreciate it. I'll be back shortly. And let's hope that a little bit more stuff comes in. Facebook, YouTube, Getter. I'll see you shortly.